And I guess now, since it is 1 o'clock, I am going to give you guys a couple minutes to trickle in because I'm a couple minutes early. But I wanted to make sure, I think I need to raise my camera because I kept cutting off part of the album last time and I don't want to do that. Sorry if it gets a little shaky. I'm just gonna raise this up and hopefully I can keep the book in frame the whole time. That's a little better, we'll see. Alrighty. Let me get my chat going on my phone so I can see. There we go. Alrighty, a couple more minutes. What time is it? It is, all right, we're 4 minutes early. It's not too bad. Whew. Got my coffee. I had a late start this morning because Marcus and I were up late playing with friends on the computer. I thought it was midnight, guys. It was 2:30 in the morning. So, yeah, I got a late start. All right, what time is it? So if you guys are here for part 1, I'm flipping through all of my albums, so they're all, hey Jessica, good morning or afternoon. I keep saying good morning because I got such a late start. I keep thinking it's like 10 o'clock and it's definitely 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But I went through my first 6 albums in part 1. That is in my playlist for my album flips on my channel. This is part 2, so we'll be going through the last 6 albums. Although I realized that my 2 Hawaii vacations will be in these 6 albums, and I already flipped through those, so I'm not gonna flip through them again. So when we get to those, maybe I'll just like quickly just like shuffle through them. But if you wanna look at those, I have album flips on my channel for the Hawaii ones. It's morning in Denver. Okay, that makes me feel better. I guess that's true because I'm Eastern Standard Time, so I guess I am ahead. Chicago, good morning. So yes, so this is still older style for me because that was kind of the whole point of starting this, so you guys can see how my style has changed. So here's still pretty early style for me, and as we go through the albums, you'll kind of see my style change and evolve. I am sorry about my nails. I'm just gonna go ahead and apologize. I need to get my tips taken off because they're really grown out and I haven't had a chance yet, and they're looking rough, so just hopefully they're not too distracting. I tried to paint them all in color so it would blend in, and I think it kind of accentuated the tip growing out, so we're just gonna not talk about that. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So this is, I think, part 1 we got through 2012 through 2017. So this will be 2017 to 2020. And we're starting off with a trail ride. This is Bacon. I love him. He's my friend's horse. And I'm gonna really try to remember to check my phone and make sure I'm in frame. But yeah, pretty simple style. I'm using some older supplies here, some Brads, some older kind of doilies, but pretty simple page. And this is the same trail ride. This is my coworker I work with who brought this horse for me. She brings 2 horses so that I can trail ride with her, and then just some fussy cut little mason jars, a cute little tag from my stash, some more. So these are 2 companion pages, so I was trying to kind of use the same supplies so they coordinated, even though they weren't next to each other. And then this was Memorial Day. I just had a photo. Marcus, we're at my mom's house in this photo, and my cat is sitting on Marcus's lap, and then Billy is getting jealous that my cat's getting attention. But yeah, this is more my older style, like not a whole lot of layers, but this is fun. I used like a ton of wood veneer stars on this page. That's kind of fun. I think I was trying to keep it in theme because it's Memorial Day, so I think I wanted there to be some representation for the flag. But yeah, pretty simple page. Oh my goodness. Whew, there's a lot of things going on this page. This is Billy's 6th birthday. And it looks like pretty much all I did was I die cut a ton of hearts and just like, that looks like that's this whole page is just a bunch of die cut hearts. That's Billy's 6th birthday though, and my beautiful hydrangeas. Hopefully they'll come back this year. Every year they change, they like change colors. So they started out this really pink, and they've slowly gotten more purple. And then last year, they're actually really blue. So I don't know if my soil acidity is changing or what, but I feel like every year I don't know what color my hydrangeas are gonna be. And then this is when my niece was visiting and she discovered Snapchat. So we were doing like Snapchat filters the whole time she was visiting. She's so cute. We had so much fun with that. This page, there's a lot of scraps on this page, pocket cards. I know this stuff was Happy Mail from Moira, I'm pretty sure, from a prize. But again, pretty simple. Definitely more my older style. Me too. Hydrangeas are so pretty. I love hydrangeas. I actually pruned them properly this winter too, so I'm really excited to see what they look like this year. Because I've never pruned them, and they were looking kind of rough last year, so I'm hoping doing a prune on them will help. This is Jane's 6th birthday, and we were at my Nana's. So I just took a couple pictures of her blowing out her little mini cakes, and holy cow, this page. It looks like all I did was I triple matted these photos together, and then I just glued a bunch of rhinestones onto their coordinating colored balloon for that page. That's fun. There's that one, and then my granddad was in the hospital, so while we were at my Nana's, we went and we visited him. So I just have a photo of him, and then Jane actually took this picture of me with my phone, and she actually did, I wasn't really expecting her to take a photo, so my face is kind of weird, but I wanted to scrapbook that because she took that photo herself. Did a lot of layers and distressing on this one. That's fun. I did a lot more journaling back in the day, more than I do now. I've noticed that too as we've been flipping through these. But yeah, pretty simple. And then this is back at my mom's house. Jane snuggling with Kevin. And then we were just all going on a walk, taking the dogs on a walk. I think this is more pink paisley memorandum, pocket card. These I think are Heidi Swap, is it acetate or acrylic? I don't know. They're plasticky alphas. I just called it FAM. And then when was this? This was when one of my cousins was getting married in Portland, Oregon. I've never been to Oregon. I've never been out west at this point. I've only stayed on the eastern side of the US, pretty much going from Georgia up to Minnesota and back. So this is the first time that we got to go over the mountains. So that was really cool seeing the snow-capped mountains, because that's not something I've ever seen before. So this was our plane flight to and from. And then just my favorite photo that I took out of the window of the airplane of those mountains. It was just so cool seeing that. Again, pretty simple page. I used some cute little themey wood veneer though, a little fly cloud and an airplane. There's another airplane, some stars, cute little geotag flare. So yeah, that's my opening page. I used to do this a lot more too for vacations. I'd have like an opening page to the vacation, which is nice. And I think it's cool. I took pictures of our flight, because you know nowadays in the plane you have your screen and it kind of, you can follow the plane. So I'm glad I took those pictures because that's pretty cool. Okay. First day, and we were in Portland, but for the first day we went to Washington because we were just trying to bebop around, and we went to Fort Vancouver National Historic Site, yeah. Which is really weird because I'm from the South, you guys. Like, yes, the Rockies, thank you. I don't know why I couldn't remember what those mountains were. Like our forts are like Civil War battlefields. So it was really weird seeing this fort, and it was pretty much just a trading outpost. Like there was never any like wars or anything. So it was a completely different setup, and I just wasn't expecting it. And I don't know why. I guess because I'm used to what like our history where I'm from. But yeah, it was just a trading outpost, and everyone got along. It's where like natives could trade with the whoever was living there. I don't know. Everyone got along, though. There was never really any battles. So that was kind of interesting to see how they had that set up and how that worked. And it was also fun because it was like just on the other side in Washington. So not only was it my first time in Oregon, but we kind of snuck up into Washington for a couple hours. So I could say I've actually been to Washington. And then while we were there, they had a whole bunch of actors that and tradesmen that could actually do, like, there's a tannery, a blacksmith, a woods, a carpenter, a cook, and they would actually like do what they would do during that time, so you can kind of see. And it was really cool. They were very knowledgeable, and you could ask them questions like they were them back in the day, and it was really, really interesting. You can see the watchtower had a cannon up in it, but it was like never used because they never really had any issues. So it's that one. And then after that, we went to Multnomah Falls. Is that how you say it? Really, really beautiful. Oh yeah, I remember. This is like Sasquatch country. So it was really funny. We kept seeing like signs for like beware of Sasquatch and stuff. But this was beautiful. We ate at this restaurant and then we went on this hike up to this waterfall. And we actually ended up hiking all the way to the top, but it was so pretty. And this is another one I wanted the kind of be companion pages. So I was trying to use all the same supplies. This is at the bottom, and this is in front of the waterfall before we went up, and then halfway up. And then you guys, this is another thing, like I'm in love with the trees and everything of Oregon, like so pretty. Like I'm not used to all this green mossiness. Like the trees of like Oregon are just different trees than we have in the South. So I was like obsessed with taking pictures of them. But there's this one that there's this snail on this super mossy tree, and I had to take a picture of that because I thought it was so pretty. But yes, so that's another part. And then page 3. Ooh, I did 3 companion pages. So this was at the very, very top of the viewpoint and the top, and you know, I'm super red and sweaty, but it also rained on us because it is Oregon. It rained on us like every single day. So I'm really wet from getting rained on all the way up, but it was super pretty. I like this though. This is what I mean though. Before I had a lot of embellishment, I really used punches and doilies and dies to make my embellishment clusters because I really didn't have anything else, or I fussy cut things from the pattern paper I was using. But that's cool. Three companion pages. And then this is the next day. We went to the zoo, which was awesome. I don't know what I was expecting. We go to the Atlanta Zoo and the Minnesota Zoo a lot, and I like Portland Zoo could, I mean, maybe my favorite out of them. It was really, really nice. And this is something I used to do a lot too, where I would use a map from the brochure on my page, which I really like because you kind of get immersed into when you were there, and it kind of gives you all the information without you having to actually do anything. Like you can see all the animals you got to see just on this page, and even like the map and everything. But right when you walked in, they had these really cool goats. So pretty simple page. I wanted you to be able to see the map, so I really didn't want to embellish too much. So it looks like I just matted the photos a little bit and then did some embellishment, but that's cute. I'm thinking this is when I'm trying to use the same supplies for the same type of events. So like I used the same papers for this event, and now I'm trying to use this Amy Tangerine Oh Happy Day. So I'm pretty sure for the whole zoo, I'm using this collection, so it kind of they all go together. Some more photos. I had to use this collection because we saw giraffes and there's a bunch of giraffe stuff in this collection. So I was like, okay, this is my chance to use all the giraffe things. And they had some elephants that elephants were doing tricks for treats and stuff. But yeah, I thought that was really, really pretty. Easy page. Like I really didn't do too much. I tore and distressed this paper, but other than that, I just plonked it on the page, and I did a couple strips down here for my title and this framed this little thing, but like that's pretty much it. I guess I did fussy cut some feathers. I use fussy cut feathers a lot. with this collection. But some more stuff. So this, very cute. Oh my gosh, I was trying to be punny. They had a lot of bears here. So there's a black bear, polar bear, and a sun bear. So I just have selfies with all of them. I took selfies for everything during this time because for a while I didn't have me in any of the photos. So I tried to be good about taking selfies everywhere I went. You just bought that paper pad from Tuesday Mornings. I don't use Amy Tangerine a lot. I think that's the only paper pad I bought from her, but I do love it. It is so cute, especially like all the colorful hearts and the feathers I loved. Yes, that would be really good using it for a Florida trip. I can see that. It's so colorful and it's so pretty, but that's why it's hard for me to use because I'm not a multicolored person. I'm much more comfortable scrapping with just a few colors like this. Like this is, I like doing this a lot more than these multicolor ones, but they're so fun. I love her stuff. I love Amy Tangerine. I just have issues using it, but this is the one paper pad that I was like, okay, I'm gonna use that. I think I got mine from Tuesday Mornings too. That's probably why I have it, because I don't think I would have been brave enough to buy it full price if I wasn't sure how it would be. But yeah, we saw the bears, and then they had a bunch of lions. So we have a photo of me and my mom, and then a couple of the lions. And then this is another thing I really used to like to do a lot, is include the actual tickets from events. So I have both me and my mom's tickets from the zoo. And again, this is so nice because it gives you all the information. It gives you the date, sometimes the time, where you are. I mean, it's like, it's so smart. It just doesn't always work out design wise to use them like that, but I really like when I can get them on the page. And then while we were there, so if you're familiar with Portland, they pretty much have an area that has the zoo, a Japanese garden, a rose garden, a couple other things all in one area. So we literally like went to the zoo and then we walked over to the rose garden, and oh my gosh, there's just roses for days. They're so beautiful. So I had to get a picture of a couple of them. I think I got pictures of several of them actually. But I had got some pictures of my mom smelling the roses. She's so pretty. But yeah, I wanted to make sure I got a bunch of these scrapped. I love these kind of ombre roses, so they're so beautiful. And this is another one. This is a triple companion page. Actually, this is a companion page to this double page. And I think this is the first time I tried doing something like this, where I had a double page that kind of utilizes this design, so that's kind of fun. But again, just a bunch of more pictures of the roses. Me and these pink roses, me smelling an ombre rose. This is like one of my favorite ones. It was like a beautiful sunset rose. It goes from this fuchsia to this bright orange, and I think that's my favorite one that we saw. And then a nice couple took a photo of me and my mom in this kind of like opening where we're surrounded by roses. And then there's a fountain. This is Heidi Swap's, I forget which collection this is, but this is Heidi Swap, I know. And again, just fussy cutting flowers, using the paper for embellishment for most of it, because I didn't really have a lot. And both of these are cut aparts from that collection too. So there's that. So yeah, International Rose Garden. And then we met up with, one of my aunts met up with us. This is my aunt, Dorothy Jane. And she met up with us to go to the Japanese garden, which again was like right across the street from the International Rose Garden. And again, we got rained on again. So this is another one of the papers I really loved in that Amy Tangerine pad, was this cloudy paper. And so I'm like, I have something that's exactly on theme. I'm using all of the cloud stuff. So I have my branding strip of my clouds, cloud background, cloud little cut apart pieces, and then I had these little cloud wood veneer that I made sure to get on, and a cloud acetate piece. So I wanted this one to be super literal apparently, because I was like, throw all the cloud things on one page, but I actually really love this. But yeah, beautiful rose garden. They had lots of rock gardens. They had a bunch of koi ponds, a bunch of water fountains. It was very, very pretty. So that was nice to visit too. Again, another selfie. And then, ooh, so, okay, guys, this is one place that was on my bucket list to visit in Portland, because apparently this is like one of the really big places there is the Voodoo Donut Shop. So me and my mom definitely wanted to visit. And this is the actual box. Like I saved, I saved the donut box so I could use this on my scrapbook page. You can see it in this picture here, the donut box. But I loved doing that. I kind of felt silly. Like I literally had to like fly this home with me on the plane. Just this empty box so I could use it on a scrapbook page. But it was super cool. And again, I had these donut stickers from somewhere and I was like, we're getting them on the donut page. Again, the Amy Tangerine had donut background. It was like Amy Tangerine made this collection for Portland, I swear, because like between the giraffes and the clouds and the donuts, like it went perfect for this trip. But because it's kind of themey with the Voodoo Donut Shop, I had a collection I bought for Halloween at one point and had been in my stash in forever, so I fussy cut a bunch of these skulls to use from that collection. And then just, it's so cool. They have this giant donut on the ceiling in there, a bunch of like paraphernalia. And then I got a picture of our box. We got the classic Voodoo donut. We felt like we kind of had to do that because we went there, but then we got this really good Oreo one. We got this really good like Reese's Pieces one, and then we got a bear claw, and they were all so good. It was just me and my mom, but we spread these out for like 4 different snacks. We had them for like dessert and breakfast and a snack at another time, and they lasted us a while, and they were all very, very good. But yeah, oh, another big donut. And this I fussy cut from the side of the box. So I love when I could do that too. And these cute little rhinestone bows. I'm pretty sure Lisa sent those to me. Very, very cute. You have one in Denver. I know there's a couple locations. I've never been to Denver. It's so good though. I love when I can do stuff like that and take bits of my actual experience and get them on the page. I used to do that a lot more. I need to do that more now. It's hard to do that though, because you can't design a page as easily when you're having to work with a giant, donut box. But it's so fun to look back on and to actually have that on there. So I need to just do it more because I appreciate it in the long run. But yeah. And then I think this was the next day we went to Pittock Mansion, which is beautiful, beautiful house. And it kind of just looks over Portland. And then I just got a couple pictures from inside. But this is another one. I forget which collection this was, but another double page. And I snuck in some Prima marketing. I thought went so well with whatever collection this was. But very pretty place to visit. And again, it rained on us, but gorgeous. I love this rose gold too. I wasn't really familiar with rose gold up until I think this year. And so when I got a chance to use rose gold, I wanted to use rose gold everything. So I got some rose gold paper clips on here, alphas, ephemera, and background. And then, oh, I love this page too. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So after we went there, we went on a hike. And what was this trail called? I don't remember. Oh, Lower McKaylee Trail in Forest Park. And I found this place on TripAdvisor, and it was not too terrible of a hike, and it was beautiful. I mean, you basically walked past this creek the whole way. There's a bunch of these like rock towers that people made. Again, I just love the nature of Oregon is so pretty, and I just felt like I found these like pretty things everywhere. Like usually I would not take pictures of slugs and snails, but here's another picture of a slug. And I just thought the rocks and the moss and the trees are so pretty here. And then this hike went past, they call it the Witch's Castle. It's supposedly haunted. I really don't think it is, but it was, I think it was just like public restrooms or something, and it's like abandoned. It looks like ruins now. There's a big tree that was fallen over it. It's really cool. I know the TV show Grimm that was on the CW channel filmed here at some point. And that's really one of the reasons I wanted to go, because I was watching the show at the time and I thought it was so cool to be able to visit a set. But it was very, very cool with all the rocks and having the moss overgrowing it and trees overgrowing it. I just thought it was really, really pretty. So my mom took a couple of pictures of me on the ruins, and I love the embellishment on this page. It got some corks, some canvas, some dies, more doilies. I love this monochromatic. That's why I said last time I did my flip through too, all of these pages that are kind of like monochromatic with like neutrals are like my favorite pages. And this is another one. I love the very neutral grays and whites, but then the pops of the greens, especially because the trees and moss is so green. But yeah, I just called it Hike to Witch's Castle because that's what they called that place. And then from there, we visited the grotto, which is where my cousin was getting married. And they have a whole garden up top in an observation deck. So we went through the garden and we went up to the observation deck, which had like a panoramic view of Portland. It was so, so beautiful. But pretty simple, just a bunch of photos, a bunch more selfies. And it looks like here I use my Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine to alter these pieces. But yeah, pretty simple. And then my cousin Megan and her husband Vinny, they got married, so I definitely wanted to record that. And I had some wedding themed stuff, and I hadn't had any weddings to scrapbook with yet, so I wanted to throw a bunch of it on this page. So happily ever after, the perfect day, Mr. and Miss, a ring, and just married, to have and to hold. I tried to throw everything on there because I didn't want a bunch of wedding stuff sitting in my stash. Hey Martha, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. And then again, the reception. These both were photographer photos that I ended up stealing from Megan's Facebook page after she shared them, but I'm right here, so I really wanted this one because you saw Megan and Vinny, but also me. And then these are my godparents, which are Megan's parents, is my Uncle Don and Aunt Teresa Lynn. So they're in frame too, which is nice. But I wanted this one to be just very simple and classic, but again, use a bunch of like wedding themed stuff from my stash. So I got like a whole sheet of puppy stickers on here because they were wedding themed. But yeah, her last name going to her new name. So I kind of thought that was all very appropriate. And then again, the reception, first dance with Megan and Vinny, and then father-daughter dance, which was super, super sweet. Tried to keep it simple and light. This is my first time kind of experimenting with using white cardstock. I'm not comfortable using white cardstock at this point in time. I'm better about it now. But to me, it just looked too plain. I didn't know enough about layering or clustering to make it look not plain or unfinished. And this one was really fun for me because I just got to stack up a bunch of wood veneer, and it was so fun finding all this wood veneer to collage together. And even though it is a simple page, Megan and Vinny had this giant like wood veneer M and V, and I really wanted that to kind of feel like the reception style. So it was a ton of fun using all of this wood veneer in this way, because at this point I had a ton of wood veneer stash. I had more wood veneer than anything else to embellish with. So this was a fun way to kind of mix and match and use a bunch of them. And then they had these sashes called Dance Ambassador that they would pass around, and if you had the sash on, you had to dance. And so Brody, my cousin Brody, which is Megan's brother, he was one of the groomsmen, is dancing with my Aunt Helen, and they're doing they went at it. They were doing a whole swing dance, and he dipped my Aunt Helen, and I was like, you guys go. I mean, they did really good. And then you can see my Uncle John is trying to get my mom, trying to give my mom the sash to make her dance, which my mom was not comfortable doing. So she's trying to talk her way out of it. But yeah, that was funny. I wanted to record both of those moments. Both of them I thought were really funny. I wanted to remember. He tried really hard to give her the sash, but she talked her way out of it. And then this is the next day. We were just sightseeing after the wedding. I think we just had one more day before we went home. So we just wanted to see more of downtown Portland because we did a lot of things. Like we went to Washington to see the fort. We went to the zoo and the Rose Garden and hiking and all of that stuff. So we wanted to do stuff in town. So we just kind of did a trolley tour. So I have our little stickers from the trolley tour and our little brochure that has all of our stops on here so I can kind of keep track. Again, I love doing that. Thank you. Yeah. I really liked that page. I was so proud of myself at the time. I can remember thinking like, oh, I did so good. But yeah, this one is just trolley tour information. And then a couple of us sightseeings. The hospital that's downtown has an observation deck that's open to the public. So we went up there to get a couple photos, and you can see it's way back here. You can barely see it. This is a zoomed in photo of this. But you can see Mount Helen, which was really cool. That's the first volcano I've ever seen in my life. At this point, my brother is in Hawaii, and we're planning on visiting Hawaii. So we assumed our first volcano we would have seen would have been there, but we actually got to see Mount Helen first. So that was my first volcano seeing with my own eyeballs. So that was fun, and I wanted to make sure I recorded that. So yeah, 2 companion pages, and then we kind of all got back together. As you know, my family's really big. If you saw my last album flip through with a couple of the family get-togethers, my mom's one of 13, and when we get together, it's like hundreds of people. And that's in Minnesota. So everyone trying to come and visit and come to this wedding in Portland was kind of a big deal, because we kind of got a mini family reunion with everyone who could make it. So we tried to all get together multiple times while we were all there, because we don't get to all see each other a lot. So we went and we had dinner at this place, which is super cool. Where is this place? Oh, look, see, this is why I love doing that. I saved a little coaster from the place. This is where we were. I kept the coasters so I could remember, but this place was really, really yummy. And the weather actually wasn't raining on us, so we ate outside and it was beautiful. And then this is back home. So this is the last day there. I really didn't record anything going home, because the first page had my flight to and from, so I really didn't have a going back home page. But obviously I'm back home here, back with Marcus and Billy. Marcus took care of Billy while I was out of town, so I didn't have to board him, which was nice. But this is just celebrating. Marcus got a promotion, so I wanted to record that, and I had some leftover bits from Pink Paisley's Hey Mister, so I wanted to get them used up on a more manly page. But I missed my Billy, so I had to get a picture with him. And then I thought this is so cute. Whenever Marcus takes Billy on a ride, Billy ends up just laying in his lap, which is cute. But yep, there's that one. And then here is when my mom had moved into her new house, and we were doing a bunch of landscaping. So we did all of this work. She had a professional landscape architect come in and kind of give her advice about what to do, but then we had to do all of the work. So we planted all of this day. It was exhausting, but it looks so good by the end. And then Marcus, poor Marcus, my mom wanted an inset drain. What are these called? I forget what these are called. A French drain, because we were having issues with erosion and the water running all this dirt over the edge of this retaining wall into her backyard. So Marcus came over and put in a French drain for my mom, and he hand trenched all of this by hand. Like it was impressive. I mean, I felt bad for him because that's a lot of work. But he put in this French drain for my mom. And then you can kind of see the end once he buried the trench again with the French drain. So I wanted to record that because that was a big day. And then this is, I thought this was funny because I forgot who took the first picture, but there's one photo of me on the computer, and Marcus came in to chat with me while I was playing and ended up passing out. So I took a photo. And then not that long later, he's on the computer. I came in to sit to read while he was on the computer just to like have company, and I passed out. So I just thought it was funny because we both had almost identical photos of each other. So I just wanted to record that. I thought that was funny. And then this is this 4th of July or New Year's? Do I not have a date? Oh, happy 4th. So this is 4th of July. This is usually what we do now that the bigger fireworks are allowed to be commercially used where I live, because they were illegal to do the big fireworks yourself for a while. And now apparently they're not. But my neighbors go all out on either side of me. So Billy and I, like, we just hang out on the bed and open the windows and watch the fireworks from inside. So I just have a photo of Billy's little head, and we're looking out of the window, and you can kind of see the remnants of a firework. But I just wanted to record that. And then this is at work. This little fuzzy bunny came in. I'm pretty sure we just had to do, we were neutering this bunny, and it was so fluffy. I had to get a picture with it. It was so cute. Using more of that rose gold collection. Some brads, another paper clip. Pretty simple, but I was really proud of myself that I was trying. This is where I'm like learning to try and cluster. So I'm trying to use my little scallop punch as the background, and then kind of have a couple things layered on top. So you can kind of see like me starting to try to figure out how to do clusters. Cute. And then this was another trail ride with Bacon. So I rode Bacon, which was her little chestnut gelding, and then she's riding Rebel, which is her little Palomino gelding. So I just have a double page spread for that. Trailblazing. Oh, this was the day it had just rained and there were a lot of trees down, and people kept telling us we wouldn't be able to do the trails. And we were thinking like massive trees had fallen down and the trails were literally like cut off. But we were doing the trails and they're like tiny little trees, like twigs across the trails. I'm like, yeah, we can just step over these. There's like one tree that fell over that blocked the trail, and we just went around it. So that's why I kind of labeled it trailblazing. Cute little photo of Billy and my cat Gracie snuggling. They're so cute. And then this was my birthday. Marcus took me to Hibachi. That was really sweet. I love Hibachi. He's so cute. He's so handsome. Some more Amy Tangerine. And then my brother, when was this? Oh, this is just when my brother was assigned to be in Air Cav. So I wanted to record his new promotion. He's got his spurs and his fancy hat. So I wanted to record that. And then Marcus took this photo of Billy just being really cute and being lazy in bed. So I wanted to record that too. Pretty simple. I love this though, this little flare. Adorable. This is Prima Marketing, I think. I was really into, I'm not really one for like vintagey distressed papers, but Prima Marketing is one that I can actually use. I think that's so pretty, this kind of distressed mixed media look. Look at his face. This is just a photo of me and Marcus, I think. I was teasing him because at this point, the way his hair was, he reminded me of Flynn Rider from Tangled. Like, does he not look like a human version of Flynn? It's like perfect. He's so cute. I love this page with these colors, this kind of very monochromatic blue and green. Yeah. Oh, look, I even said that in here. I love how we can have fun doing absolutely nothing. It's so comforting having you around and spending time together, even if you are looking like Flynn Rider from Tangled. He's so cute though. And then this is me and my mom went, and Marcus I think came with. I'm pretty sure Marcus came with, but I know me and my mom went to this Roswell ghost tour, and they brought some equipment for us, so we got to play around with a floor camera, K2 meter, and voice record. We didn't catch anything. It was an outside tour, so we went to multiple locations, but we didn't go into any of the locations, so we really didn't get to investigate it all. But it was pretty interesting. So there's that one, and then, oh yeah, this page should probably be first, but this was our equipment check before we went on the tour. So I had K2 duty, and I think my mom had a floor, which is a thermal meter. Yeah, that's pretty cute. I like this page with the all the layers with the little fussy cut clipboard and stuff. Again, lots of journaling. I did way more journaling back then. Right, Amy? I mean, that's Flynn Rider if I ever saw one. He could have worked for Disney. And then we found this little baby snake in my backyard. It's just a little rat snake. But he was really cute, so I wanted to take a photo. And I was doing mixed media at the time. I was trying to experiment with my Delusions inks, so my fingers are stained. Because I scared someone when I posted this on Facebook. They thought that the snake was bleeding because there was like red on my fingers, but it's just dye. You can see the blue. But he was so cute and tiny, so I just wanted to record that for whatever reason. This was the Great American Eclipse of 2017. So we were all at work, and my boss got us these, maybe my coworker did, but we all had these solar glasses, you know, so we could see the eclipse, which I thought was super cool. So you can see all of us laying in the parking lot watching the eclipse. That's my boss and my other coworkers. I used Pink Paisley's Moonstruck for this and a bunch of the star stickers from One Canoe 2. And I loved being able to just play with those products. And I was like, this eclipse paper, I hoarded it. I hoarded it until this page. It's like, I have to have this Pink Paisley paper for this specific page. This is the photo that NASA took. So I wanted to make sure I had a photo of that because I couldn't really get very good pictures. But then I just have my work crew. And then these are the actual glasses that I wanted to make sure I had on the page. So these are my little eclipse glasses. But yeah, very cool thing to experience for sure. Oh my gosh, how do I forget stuff like this happens? Like, I don't know if you guys remember when I first did this page. I don't think these have process videos, so you probably haven't seen this page yet. But 2017, I had a 30-pound tumor in my abdomen. It was a cyst adenoma off of an ovary, and we couldn't really understand because I really wasn't eating that a lot. I was always nauseous, and my belly was getting huge, and I couldn't really understand why. And it was hard. It wasn't soft like it was fat, and I was really confused about what was going on. So eventually, like, I finally went to the doctor once it got too uncomfortable to like live. And we did the CT scan, and lo and behold, this is my belly, okay? This giant block, this is, you know, straight on the tumor. And this is me laying on my back. This is a cross section of the tumor, and it's like taking up my entire abdominal cavity. So I ended up going into surgery, having this removed. And yeah, I wanted to record the CT scan because it looks absolutely ridiculous. And I feel like no one will believe me if I don't have this recorded. So I just titled it, Now That's a Tumor. It was non-cancerous, so no worries. But it just was absolutely like, it's not something, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. It measured 34.4 centimeters. And when we did my pre-surgical blood work prior to this surgery, we also found out I was hypothyroid. So I'm still hypothyroid. That didn't get fixed with the surgery, unfortunately, but at least the tumor is gone. But I wanted to record that. And I actually was really proud of this page because it was one of those I really tried doing kind of a more minimalistic layering thing with still looking interesting. So I tried just doing a skinny strip and a couple small pieces. And I really liked how that turned out. I like the colors on this one too. That's not a combo I really use, but yeah, I wanted to record that because that's crazy. And then this was when I was first diagnosed. So at this point I hadn't had the surgery, and this is before surgery. Marcus took me to lunch just to, you know, hang out and relax and stuff so I wouldn't kind of get stressed out. Which at this point I was like, get me into surgery and get this thing out of me because I was so uncomfortable because it was just pushing on everything. Had to pee every 2 seconds. I couldn't eat because it was pushing my stomach, and my stomach was teeny tiny because there wasn't any room in my body. So at this point, I think he was trying to keep me from stressing out about going into surgery. But at this point, I was like, I don't care. Like, get me to surgery and get this done. And then, again, before surgery, this was Labor Day. We went over to my mom's and we grilled out. It was really nice. I got a cute little picture of Marcus. A fun little design with a bunch of different hearts. Again, this is something I would do that's an older style where I just use a bunch of dies and punches to do my page, just because I didn't really have much of anything else. And then surgery day, you can see before, like my big belly, like I seriously looked like I was like 8 months pregnant. And then afterwards, I remember when I woke up, the first thing I did was I laid my hand across my belly, like not where the incision is, but like up high. And I remember it just like going down and like not being up on my belly. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's like the easiest weight loss surgery ever. Just lost 30 pounds of tumor. So I just journaled about that there, but this was before. And then when I woke up, remember this, Operation Day, September 2017. And then recovery. Marcus was so sweet. He stayed with me in the hospital every night, so I wouldn't be by myself. I remember you have your own, I got my own room with a TV, and I just watched HGTV all day, and I was like, this is like the most valid excuse for a lazy day. Like, I was feeling guilty that I had to sit in bed all day. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. You just had surgery. You have to heal. Like, you have to sit in bed. There's nothing you can do about it. But I remember feeling like bad about being lazy. And I was like, you know what? Like, you can't feel that way. That makes no sense. And then I don't know if any of you have had surgeries. I don't know when this became a thing, but you had to use a spirometer to get your lung capacity back to normal to prevent bronchitis from surgery, I guess. So I have a photo of that as well. But my mom and my Nana both sent me flowers. Both of them came to visit, and yeah, I thought it was really sweet. But I definitely wanted to record that he came and stayed with me every night, because I know it's not comfortable in that room, and that was really sweet. And he had to work both days, but he was there for me. He did not want me to be by myself. And it was really, really helpful, because having to like get up every hour to go to the bathroom or whatever, like I don't think I would have been able to do that by myself. And my nurse was kind of cranky, so I really didn't want to bother her in the middle of the night multiple times, even though that's her job. I'm glad I didn't have to, because I had him. And then this is when I first got home. I had to be, I couldn't go back to work for, I think, 10 days after I got back from the hospital. So I stayed at my mom's house, because it's all one story, so I wouldn't have to do stairs, which I would have had to do at my house. And that way, like, she could cook for me and stuff, and I didn't have to do anything. But I remember taking this selfie of when I got home from the hospital and just like feeling like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. Like, this is what feeling normal feels like, because I got so accustomed to not being able to like eat or breathe or feel comfortable. So I think this photo is just so crazy of me post-op after that tumor was removed, as opposed to when I had like my big tumor belly. And then Billy just snuggling with me. He was so sweet. Billy knew that I was like not feeling so hot, so he just snuggled with me like constantly. But yeah, a temporary job, couch potato, love it. Marcus came to visit me at my mom's, and I got really jealous because he just like played with Billy most of the time. I mean, he didn't. He came and visited me, but Billy totally hogged all the attention from him. So you can kind of see I'm getting jealous, like my little jealous face, because he's just playing with Billy and Billy's just laying on him. But he came to visit me at my mom's, which was really sweet. And then I got a couple photos of my brother. He was on mission in the Mojave Desert. And so I just wanted to record that. There's a couple photos of him passed out in weird places. And then this cute little lizard that he caught and sent me a picture of. So I wanted to record that as well. But they had a mission where they were pretty much practicing. They had like a mock war in the Mojave Desert. And so I just wanted to make sure I recorded that. This was literally, like, I'm not even back at work yet. It was the first time I was allowed to drive, and I was driving myself to church. Literally the first time I was back in the car after my accident. And I got in a car accident, and it was the first time ever my airbag had gone off. And like, accident wasn't bad or anything. My car didn't even really have damage, but it was totaled because the airbag went off, just because the person in front of me like slammed on their brakes randomly, because I guess they were missing their turn, and they, instead of just going somewhere and turning around, they decided to slam on their brakes to try and make the turn. And it ended up like, I pretty much stopped right behind them, but just not enough. I did a tiny little tap, and it was right in the spot where my airbag went off. Their car didn't have any damage. The front of my car didn't really have any damage, but my airbag went off. So that was unfortunate. My car is now totaled, and they had to call an ambulance for me just to check my incision to make sure I was fine, which I was, because again, it's not a bad accident. But I wanted to record that too, because life happens. And then my coworkers sent me these photos while I was gone, just saying they missed me. So I thought that was really sweet. It meant a lot, so I wanted to record that. And I guess Marcus sent me this photo, and I just thought he was so darn handsome, so I had to scrapbook it. There's not really an excuse for this other than that, but I liked that he made it black and white, so it kind of went off of a theme and kind of tried to do another monochromatic layout with pops of pink. This one was, Harry Potter page. I was doing a Harry Potter marathon, and Billy was watching the TV, so I just wanted to take a picture. And I guess for some reason I wanted to use this pocket card, and I saw that it was a map that had England in it. So I Googled where Hogwarts is, and then I put a little geotag on England where it's located. So that's just a fun page, I guess. Wanted to record that. And then, oh my gosh, Billy. He's such a daddy's boy. They have such a bromance, it's ridiculous. But Billy was laying in Marcus's lap. He's like a 70-pound dog, and Marcus just treats him like he's a little chihuahua. But I wanted to record that too. So that's book number 1. I don't know where we are in our 51. We're almost an hour in, and that was one book. I thought I thought for sure it would be way shorter than the last flip through, because I'm skipping the Hawaii pages, but that first album I think took longer for me to get through than the first one. Maybe I'm talking more. I don't know. All right, are we in frame again? I'm trying to make sure I'm in frame this time. Okay, Marcus got new glasses, and he was looking so cute and handsome and smart, so I had to record that. Again, just using punches and dies as my embellishment. I used to do this a lot. I pretty much just took a heart die, a circle punch, and a heart punch, and a banner die, and I just made embellishment clusters with a tiny attacher, and that was pretty much this page. And then Marcus took my car to the car wash to just detail it. He's such a car guy. It's nice because he kind of does all the car stuff for me. But I came with him to keep him company, and he kind of cleaned up my car and everything. But I had these really cute little car wood veneer that I painted white, and I really liked the clusters on this page. And I love this little peekaboo up here. Sorry, I know there's glare, but I can't take every single one of these pages out of the page protectors. But again, I just thought that was kind of cute. So I wanted to record that. And then, oh my gosh, you guys, this was when this is Marcus's birthday surprise. I surprised him with going skydiving. So I'd asked Marcus like a while ago, I was like, what's on your bucket list? And he had said skydiving. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna surprise you with skydiving. Apparently he just said it because it was like, he didn't really have anything on his bucket list. And he's like, well, that's kind of like the stereotypical thing on a bucket list. But I was like, you said you wanted to go skydiving, so happy birthday, we're going skydiving. And I basically, for his present, I scrapbooked a little card saying that we were going skydiving today and wrapped the card in a box. So he had to unwrap the box, and then he had to read the card. And I recorded his reaction. And so I just took a couple screen grabs of him realizing what was going on. So that was really fun. This October thing was actually out of my agenda, so I pulled that out, and it's kind of nice because it has the month on it. But yeah, just recorded that. And then when we went skydiving, I couldn't go skydiving because again I had just had surgery, so I wasn't allowed to with my incision. But they had an option where you could fly in the cockpit and be co-pilot. So that's what I did. So we both went up in the plane, and then after Marcus jumped out, I thought I was just going up and down in the plane with them. No, they did a whole bunch of aerial acrobats on the way down that I was not prepared for, like corkscrews and flips and all of this stuff in this plane. It was a ton of fun, but I was not prepared for all of that. And so yeah, that was amazing. But I have a photo of both of us in front of the plane. He's in his little harness. Again, a bunch of like plane themed stuff. A cute little flyaway flare, which I thought was cute. And then this was our pilot, and then me as her co-pilot, even though I don't know if you can call me a co-pilot because I did nothing. I just sat there. And then I have a picture looking over my shoulder. You can see Marcus. Marcus had never flown before, you guys. He's never been in a plane. And this is his first experience going up in a plane, and he was shoved out. So like he still has not even landed in a plane ever. This is the only time he's been in a plane, and he was skydiving. Thank you, Scrap Girl. Yeah, Billy's a handsome man. He turns 10 in June. I can't believe it. I look through these older photos when he's like younger, because I still think of him as a 6-year-old. Like I still think of him as a young dog. And so he turns 10 in June, and I'm like, no, you're not allowed. Not allowed to get old. But yeah, it was a ton of fun. And girls in the cockpit just saying, flew co-pilot. Use the cute little airplane brads. I forgot I had those. Those are fun. Again, I'm using frames. I used to use frames a lot. This was like pre-doilies, I think. I used frames a lot instead. But super cute. And then we didn't buy the photos, but they gave you a free promotional video of your jump. So I'll see if I can, afterwards, I'm gonna find, because this is on YouTube. After this is posted, I'm gonna go find this video and I'll link it in the description if you want to watch Marcus's jump. It's just a couple minutes of them kind of piecing together his jump. But I took a bunch of screen grabs of his jump to kind of scrapbook the experience. So this is when they first jumped out of the plane. They did some somersaults. You can see the plane's tail right here, and they're like upside down. And again, they're just kind of doing flipping and somersaults, so you can kind of see the atmosphere and the earth, and they're like backwards. And then here, they're completely upside down. I probably should have just had this photo upside down so you could see, but like the ground is up here. So they're upside down at this point, diving. And you can see Marcus screaming. And then after they did some free fall, which was fun. They had to hold out their arms. And then this is after they initiated the parachute, and they're just kind of floating down. But that was really cool. I'm really glad they did that free little video, so we at least had that. But he had so much fun. It was really sweet. It was funny because he passed out on the drive home because of his adrenaline had crashed. But he still talks about this. Like, this was 2017, and he still goes on about when he went skydiving. So it was a success. It was a lot of fun. He really did not think I would take him skydiving, but I was like, you said it was on your bucket list, so we're doing it. Happy birthday. But yeah, this is after they landed, and his little guy that tandem jumped with him, they're just doing a little high five, which I thought was cute. But yeah, so that was that experience. And then for Marcus's birthday, we went to Henry's. So we just have a couple photos of us, again, using some Prima marketing paper, some cute little wood veneer. Pretty simple. He's so cute. And then this was my brother's birthday. He was turning 25. And again, we went to Henry's. We love Henry's. It's like, we never get to go except for like special occasions. So whenever it's like a birthday or a celebration, we like always go to Henry's. It's our favorite restaurant. But I had a bunch of scraps from an 8x8 pad. And so I just used a bunch of them. This is like almost all branding strips. And I just used it as a decorative edge and distressed all of them. That's kind of fun for that design. And then this was Tech Appreciation Week at work. Our doctors had decorated our workroom and got Chick-fil-A and a dog-shaped cake for us. So I wanted to record that as well. This was, oh, I love this collection. This is another Prima Marketing collection that was so good for fall time. And I only had a couple papers from it, and I hoarded them until I had a pumpkin page because there was a pumpkin cut apart I wanted to use. This is when we were carving pumpkins. I wanted to do something Harry Potter themed, so I just did a lightning bolt. I forgot what Marcus carved on his. I think he just did a face, but I used a bunch of like cork and burlap and canvas to kind of get some fun texture on here, but still keep it kind of monochromatic. So that was fun. Yeah, thanks, Jessica. I love doing Harry Potter pages. I never take photos though, so they're few and far between, but when I get to do a Harry Potter page, I am so happy. Now I'm gonna hoard the rest of that supplies for another year until I have another page, but I do really love doing them. And then, oh, this was fun. We went to the Atlanta Safari. So it's a huge place actually, and you can take your own vehicle or you can rent theirs. And theirs have bars on the window so that when you roll down the window to feed them, they can't stick their whole head in the car. But it was so cool. You drive through their park and you get to feed all of the animals. And this one elk followed us for the longest time. And when we finally drove off to kind of get away from him, because he was kind of like, Brandon, he's so cute, I love him, but he was kind of stealing all the treats from everyone else who wanted to get close. So we tried to get away from him so that we could feed some of the other animals, because he was kind of being a hog. So I took a bunch of photos. But when we finally sped off, this was the look he gave us. He was like so like insulted. But yeah, super cute. I love this pink wood grain. Again, using more rose gold and navy. This was the color combo I really loved at this time, was the blush and navy with pops of rose gold. And I had several collections with that color combo that I would mix and match. And I love that color combo. Thank you, Scrap Girl. I mean, it does look kind of glamorized when you go through scrapbook pages. I always try to scrapbook the not so fun stuff, like the tumor and the car accidents. But when you have all this fun stuff too, it can kind of look glamorized, you know. But I definitely want to record the fun times and things like this. They're so much fun. Several photos of their crazy tongues when they go and look and try to get the treats. I titled it Holy Cow. That's funny. Wild memories. They had some other animals that you obviously were not loose and you were not allowed to feed, such as the lions, but I wanted to make sure I recorded them. And then, oh yeah, camel. There were a couple animals like you could feed them, but they did have warnings like you might not want to feed them because they will bite. And that would be the zebras, the camels, the emus, and the ostriches. And of course, we fed all of them. And we kept all our fingers, which is good. But you can just see, I just wanted to record a page that like, yeah, we fed all the animals that they said would bite, just because I don't know if we thought took it as a challenge or what, but had a little zebra flare I got on here because I finally had a zebra to use it with. And then obviously they're fighting over treats, this crazy camel. And then these are some photos I stole from my brother's phone from his Snapchat. He got some funny pictures. This little goat has his tongue sticking out. The zebra's making a crazy face. And then he had like 4 donkeys in his window at one time. And he kind of just did a joke about little kids when they see you with their phone, they run up and are like, "Do you got games?" And he kind of just did a riff off of that because there are 4 very nosy donkeys wanting treats. Super cute though. Yeah, we did not take our own car. Some people did, but I mean, they drool all over you. A bunch of them have horns and a bunch of their own vehicles were dinged and stuff. So I can't imagine you making it through this place in your own vehicle without it getting damaged. So we definitely rented a van that had bars on the windows. Because this is how, I mean, they're kind of aggressive when it comes to wanting treats. So I can't imagine not having this bar in the way. I mean, he would have my face in his mouth. And then, so we drove through the safari and then they have a portion that you can walk through. and they have a bunch of loose peacocks, and then they have a bunch of enclosures. So they have a kangaroo enclosure. They had a bunch of like monkeys and reptiles. This was, Marcus loved this baboon. This baboon, I don't know if his caretaker looked like me, but he got very possessive of me. Like whenever my brother or Marcus got close to me, he threw a tantrum. Like he screamed at them. And so I wanted to record that because he would just stare at me, and it was really intense. I don't know how to feel about it. But yeah, my Marcus would come up and like put his arm around me, and he would just lose his mind. So I wanted to record that. You can't really see, but I did journal down the side about him, and I just titled him Big Grump because he just threw a tantrum. It's kind of ridiculous, but it was definitely a memorable portion of this visit, so I wanted to make sure I had it written down. And then we just took some group photos before we left. So Marcus took this photo of me, my mom, and my brother, and then my mom took this photo of me and Marcus. Very cute. That's a cool place. I've only been twice, but I had a really good time both times. And then this is me and Marcus just went and got some Starbucks. So I just took some photos of our little outing. I knew I had some coffee ephemera, so I think I just took these photos so I would have an excuse to scrapbook with this stuff. But I do really like it, excuse me, because I painted all this wood veneer, but I had a little boy and a little girl that I painted a separate color on the cups, so it kind of was like his cup and my cup. I just thought it was cute. So there's that, and then this is our first visit to Helen, Georgia. You guys know I'm still scrapbooking our trip from Helen, Georgia this past time, but this was the first time we went. And that's the Nora Mill Granary where we were before, and again, that's a photo with the goat pre-COVID, because you guys know the photo I just scrapbooked of me and this goat. The goat's wearing a mask. This was a very punch-happy page. This whole page is like punches. Even this little corner, like embellishment cluster, I used a scallop border punch, my coffee die cut set, a heart punch, two banner dies, and a peaked circle die. I love doing that though. Making my own embellishment like this, I used to do that a lot more than I do now. Yes, I do love animals, and things like that are like the best things. Like I love going to safaris and stuff. Again, this is me and Marcus at the International Cafe trying some German cuisine. Very cute. And then walking around downtown. So these are like kind of companion pages, I guess. But very cool. They have a lot of artisans downtown, and you can watch them make stuff. So they were doing some glass making here that I took a picture of. Very cool though. And then, ooh, this was, oh, I remember this. Okay, so this was when me and my mom went to Rhodes Hall Mansion. It's in not downtown. It's in Atlanta somewhere. I don't exactly remember where, but it's Rhodes Hall Mansion. And we went here to investigate. We actually got to meet Chip Coffey and Adam Berry. They're two people that are on some paranormal shows. Let's see, I think I actually have some books. I don't think I have one with Adam on it, but this is Chip, and I actually bought this book here, and he signed it for me, so nice. But we actually got to meet him, and we met Adam Berry, who is one of my favorite paranormal investigators ever. He's on Kindred Spirits, but he originally was on Ghost Hunters. But we got to meet them, and then we got to investigate with them at Rhodes Hall, which was really cool. So I have a photo of outside the building. My mom got a photo of me up on the balcony. And then this was the equipment I brought with me. So I have a portable battery. And then I was just using my phone to do EVP. Me and my mom. And then me meeting Chip, and then me meeting Adam. I took a photo of him, his signature in my book. And then printed a picture of it so I could record it. But I was just saying how I met them and I got that book from Chip. And then they did a whole little Q&A first before the investigation. And that was a lot of fun too. Their company actually took a photo of us. So you can see I'm right here in the photo. And how they did it was this place was so big. We all divvied up into groups. And then we all took like a corner of the mansion, and then we would end up rotating. But it was really cool. I got one EVP in the basement here, and that was it. I think, I wish, like, these kind of events are a lot bigger because you have these bigger people here, whereas when we do Roswell and those kind of ones, it's more of an actual investigation because it's smaller scale. So I think there's just too much going on here to really be able to get accurate evidence. Although in this actual room with this grand staircase was one of the locations we investigated in, and my mom actually did see a boy apparition on the stairs. So that was really cool. I couldn't see him, but my mom and one other person saw him, and that she could see him. He was standing, he like walked down the stairs and was standing up here, and then he crouched down and was kind of holding the rails looking through the thing. And that was really crazy when she said that. But yeah, I didn't get to see anything, but I did catch an EVP on my device in one of the rooms. And then this was Thanksgiving. Me and my Marcus at my mom's house. My sister makes awesome Bloody Marys, so I wanted to take a picture of the Bloody Mary. And then Billy and Kevin, Becca and her boyfriend at the time, being super cute and snuggly, so I wanted to record that. And then this was, Marcus is like always trying to do housework for my mom whenever we're over there. So he took it upon himself to volunteer to clean out the gutters. So he literally climbed out of a dormer and cleared her gutters for her while we were over there for Thanksgiving. So there's that. And then Marcus took this photo of Billy on the bed looking out of the window, and I just thought it was really cute. He put some filter on it that made it like super like colorful. So I wanted to do a more colorful with some yellow. But I thought that was kind of cool. I love this corrugated cardstock. I don't use that enough, but that's so cool. And then I took this photo. It snowed, and we have this pergola in my neighborhood, and it was covered in snow, and it looked so pretty. So I took Billy there for a little photo shoot and got a picture of him on the gazebo. And it looks so gorgeous because it looks like everything is black and white because of the snow. And then Billy is just this like vibrant, you know, golden color, and he really stands out in this photo. So I really wanted to do a very white page with a pop of a little bit of color, but just to show off this really cool picture. I thought that was so cool. And then again, just a couple pictures of me and Billy when it was snowing. Billy loves when it snows, and of course it's Georgia, so it doesn't snow all that often. So when it does, it's like a big deal to us. And this is a lot of snow for my area. So that was a lot of fun. But I used an ink pad to color these wood veneer snowflakes, and then some little metal stars. Those are from Heidi Swap, I'm pretty sure. Really cute. 8 to 12 inches of snow, and it was fall. It wasn't even winter yet. Like that's crazy. And then, oh, this is my house at nighttime. I just took a photo of my tree covered in snow, and then I made a giant snowball and threw it in the air, and Billy caught it, and then it like exploded on his face, and I got a picture of it. So I wanted to record that too. This was my work Christmas. This is really cool. We went to a local concert. Went to Mad Life, and they had an 80s tribute band called Cheyenne, and they were really good. It was a lot of fun. But me and Marcus came with, and then that's me and a couple coworkers, and then the band. Very, very cool. And then this was Marcus, again, at my mom's house, was volunteered to help her put lights up in her tree. So he's like way up in the tree helping her put lights up for Christmas. And then here are the Christmas photos. So our groomer at work made everybody Christmas bow ties for our dogs. So I just have Billy and his bow tie. And then Christmas at my mom's. So a photo of Billy, me, and Marcus in front of the tree. And then again, Billy and Marcus snuggling because they're just so cute. This is what I'm talking about, though. This constellation paper from One Canoe 2 Creekside, I will use it forever as long as I can keep buying it. This is 2017, and I literally just used this background on a page last week. This was, okay, so this is the beginning of Hawaii trip number 1. So all of this I have a flip through of on my channel already. So I'm gonna flip through these really quick, but there's flip through. I go through all these fun stories. It was a ton of fun. Oh my goodness. We saw a lot. We did a lot of bucket list stuff. But that's the end of this book, and then it goes into the next book. So if you want to see the Hawaii stuff, it's already on my channel. Let me grab book number 3. This is where we're gonna zoom through them because I'm not going through the same things twice. So we'll see how far I get. Back in frame. Surfing, Polynesian Center. Cage diving with sharks. There's a lot of fun stuff we did if you want to see this stuff. Pearl Harbor. All right, so how funny. This is when I first started playing this game, and I hadn't played it in a while, and I literally was just playing this game last night. This was the game we were playing until 2:30 in the morning last night. It is a very, let me see if I can get this back in frame. There we go. Very violent game. As soon as I saw Marcus playing this game initially, I was like, what are you playing and why? Because it is like a horror computer game, but it is addictive. I started playing it and I actually got kind of good. You could play either the killer or the survivor, and basically it's one killer, 4 survivors, and the 4 survivors have to try to escape before you can kill them all. And I'm really good at playing the killer. But I just wanted to record that. This is a very, this is more of a Prima marketing paper that's black and white, but because it is a violent game and you never really get an opportunity to use red mixed media because it does look like blood, I was like, this is my one and only chance to do red mixed media. So I used some dilution inks to do some red. But yeah, I have my killer here and then my little survivor, so I can kind of see who I played initially. But yeah, like there's a bunch of tiny attacher staples I put on here because there's, yeah, it's a rough game, but for whatever reason I love it, so I wanted to record it. I'm not really a big video game player, but for whatever reason I liked that one. And then this one I did some really fun mixed media. I think I was following Dina Wakely or something, using some of her advice to make a background. And then this was when my sister first sent me pictures telling us she was pregnant with Bennett, so I wanted to record that. Very fun. This is the first time I groomed Billy because his fluff was just getting out of control, so I have my little after photos of his cute little bottom and toes, and then all of the aftermath of his fur. But I was pretty proud of myself being able to groom him as well as I did. Definitely wasn't professional, but it saved me $80 going to an actual groomer. So I was really proud of that. I had to record it. And then this I think is my second process video ever, maybe my third that I made. But this is just Billy laying next to Marcus while he was playing his PlayStation on the TV. Wanted to do a very boy-themed layout, so I did a little bit of mixed media, but tried to keep it all kind of black and white, and I used some black Heidi Swapp color shine to color these wood veneer black. But I thought that was super cool. And then, oh, look at this. I love Pink Paisley's Moonstruck. I know I say that every time I come across a page where I use it, but look how pretty this ombre blue butterfly paper is. Gorgeous. And the ombre pink. I love that collection. I wish I had the 12 by 12. This is a 12 by 12, but it's like the only page I can get from this collection. I can't get any of the rest of it. But yeah, we had a Sphinx come in to work, and I just love them, so I had to record that. And then this is when Marcus and I went hiking to Kennesaw Mountain, so I just have a couple photos of that. Billy and Marcus. And then, yeah, this was one I was really proud of my clusters. I used a lot of stickers from my hashtag sticker book, and I was really proud of how these clusters turned out. This is when I first discovered the combination of using a doily and a tag, and I loved it. Like, this is where it all started. But this is like the first time I did this, and this became a go-to design after that with the 3 photos and then, you know, big title here with the cluster and then a little cluster up here. But I loved the way this one turned out. Again, Mark is cleaning my car and detailing it. This is fun. I sat out with him so we could chat while he was cleaning, and he ended up doing the whole cute little spray each other thing right when this little girl was walking by to try and sell Girl Scout cookies. And I remember her saying, "Aren't you guys a little too old to be playing?" And her dad was with her, and he was like, he face palmed himself. He was like, "Sorry." Like, no, it's fine. But we got some Girl Scout cookies from her, but I wanted to record our little spending time together while he did my car stuff. And then this is when Marcus first asked to come to church with me, so I really wanted to record that. That was kind of a important moment for us. I never wanted to push him or anything, but he wanted to start coming to church with me. So this is the first time he came with me. It was really important that I record it. And I loved this page because I think this was a challenge to use tags. So I made a giant tag for my photo, and then I used made a bunch of little tags. But I also, this is wood veneer that I topped with paper, and I thought that actually turned out really good. Yeah, but that was really cute. And then this was a challenge to do this design where we stitched an outline and then filled it with stickers. So I used one of my wood veneer coffee things. You remember the layout? Yeah, these should all have, for the most part, these should all have process videos going forward, but they're definitely my older process videos. But yeah, I just used a whole bunch of, I think this is Auburn Lane sticker sheets to fill in this coffee cup, and I thought that was a lot of fun. But this is when my mom got Marcus this French press for Christmas, and now we will like only have French press coffee. But he made brunch for me this day, so I wanted to record it. It was really sweet. Made me coffee and a whole little meal, and I had a little coffee cup flare button I was dying to use, so it worked out really well. But I loved the little distressed peekaboos around the edges, and this was a ton of fun. These stickers had been in my stash for way too long, and I was like, you know what, I need to just get them on a page. I'd rather use them like this and make a really cool show-stopping piece than them just sit in my stash forever, and I really like how it turned out. This was, I think this was for a challenge to scrapbook a picture of myself, and I just happened to have this photo in my camera roll that I thought was kind of cute using a fun filter, so I just decided to use that for the challenge. But I love these cute little pom-poms. I love this color combo, the aqua and the pink. And then more Moonstruck. Look, I love it. I love it, Moonstruck. And then I used some of My Story, I think. But this is when Marcus and I accidentally match a lot. And this day, like, we were wearing like identical outfits, and I just thought it was cute, so I wanted to record it. He's so cute. I love that shirt on him, that maroon and gray baseball shirt. And do you guys remember this? I don't think I still have it on my phone, but there was a thing going around. Yes, he is a keeper. He's gonna be stuck with me after September, whether he likes it or not. But he's definitely a keeper. But there's this egg challenge, hashtag egg challenge, going around Facebook for the longest time, where you would hand your dog a raw egg and he would just hold it in their mouth, and then they'd pass it back, and it's supposed to show that they know that it's fragile and that they'll take care of it. I don't know how true that is, probably not, but I don't know. Billy did the egg challenge, so while he was holding it, I took a little photo of him holding it and just wanted to record it because it was a fun little thing we did. He did really good for his little egg challenge. He was very careful. And then this is my coworkers. I love him. We don't work together anymore. He ended up moving, but we would always accidentally match our scrubs as well. So I wanted to record that. This is super fun too, monochromatic. I used some India ink to do some splatters. That's the first time I've done that. I don't remember doing this again either, but that's kind of a fun, bold effect. I did some stitching. I'm pretty sure this was a sketch. Did some stitched circles, but I like how that one turned out with the monochromatic blue. So that was fun. Oh, this is a mobile game on our phone that we used to play. Marcus will play it on the computer, but this game, we call it PUBG, but it's called Public Unknown Battlefield or Battleground. And we would play on our phone, and me and Marcus would be a team, and you basically go up a bunch of other people, and it's like a fight to the death, military style. Like you all jump out of an airplane. When you land, you have to try and find weapons, and then it's like the last man standing wins. And me and Marcus were a pretty good team. This is one of my first time playing it, and we won. So I just wanted to record it, and I got the Berserker name tag, and Toaster got Gunslinger because he killed more than me. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And this was really cool because I was using this kind of weird paper, but it was very on theme for the style of the game. And I just loved how like immersive this page made me feel in the experience of playing this game. I wish I would stitch more. It really hurts my hands, so I don't do it as much. I used to stitch a lot more, but I do love how it looks. Like when I come across one of my pages that I've stitched on, it just like, I just love it so much more, and I wish I would do it more, but it is time consuming. It kills my hands, but I do love how it looks. But this one was a lot of fun. This was a challenge to do circles in a circle. So to do this kind of design. But yeah, I love the way this one turned out too. I was really proud of that one. This is another challenge, and this was egg dyeing for Easter, and I decided to try and do a rainbow paint swipe with some mixed media, and then kind of use embellishment in the color of, like, do one of those rainbow ones. So you can see I have purple puffy stickers and enamel dots on the purple, and I kind of just went down the road and did that. But I've seen people do these kind of rainbow layouts, and I just wanted to try it. But it's trying some mixed media. This was Easter Visual Mass, and Marcus came with. It's me and my mom at my mom's church. And again, just using some Prima Marketing, really pretty, more blush and navy. I love this combo. Very pretty. And then this is Easter Day at my mom's. So my sister and the dogs, and then Billy looking super cute. Using some scraps. I'm pretty sure this is all from a 6x6 paper pad. So I was just trying to do a scrap heavy layout. And then this was when Marcus used to work at a hospital, and he had the third shift. So he worked all night, but like he would get home and he wouldn't be able to sleep because it would be daytime. And so I would come home from lunch, from work for lunch, and he would like pass out within 2 seconds of sitting down with me. So I just wanted to record, like, he could not sleep during the day until we snuggled at lunchtime, and then he was out. And then he was out for the rest of the night until he had to get up to go to work. But I just wanted to record that because I thought that was really sweet. I wanted to do a monochromatic red layout, which I thought was cute. Made all these little banners. But yeah, he fell asleep on me here, and then I was laying on him, and he just passed out. So I just wanted to record that. And then this is when I got my hair done. This is the first time I did like a side bang this way, and I just thought it was really cute, so I wanted to take a photo of it. Again, handmade embellishments with punches and dies. Did some stitching. Pretty simple though. This was this was for a challenge, I think, to do this kind of stamping thing. I just called it Goobers. I'm just recording the dogs. I was dog sitting Kevin for something. I don't know why I had Kevin, but they were both just being ridiculous the whole time they were together. So I just took a photo of this little saying I saw on a sign, and I thought it was appropriate because just the way Kevin was looking down the stairs at me, it says, "Every snack you make, every meal you bake, every bite you take, I'll be watching you." And then Billy was just looking extra suspicious down here. So I just said he's up to something, but I just wanted to record the dogs being silly. And then this is actually when we were going ring shopping for the first time. Marcus just wanted to get a lesson in color cut clarity and kind of learn what everything is about. But I just took a photo of him looking through the little, what do you call it, magnifying thing at a stone, because he's trying to see everything they were telling him about. But I thought that was really fun. And then this is when we picked my ring. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. And I didn't see it again for a couple years while we were trying to pay for it. And then Billy's with Marcus, so I just had to record that. I loved this layout. This is a really fun one for me to do because this was just using 6x6 paper pad, and I just did a bunch of layering with scraps, and that was a lot of fun. This was a bunch of my coworkers. We all went to a winery together, so I just wanted to record that. And then this is when we went to Texas for another cousin's wedding. It's just kind of nice about having a big family that's kind of spread out over the US, is every time someone has a wedding, it's like an excuse to visit a different part of the United States. Because I'd never been to Texas either. And we realized when I was doing TripAdvisor, because I'm always in charge of planning the vacations and putting together kind of a bunch of things we can pick from to do, I realized that our hotel for the first couple days was only an hour away from Waco, Texas. So if you guys are like me and you live off of watching HGTV, you know the silos are in Waco, Texas, where Fixer Upper is filmed. So we had to visit Waco, and it worked out really well because my godparents were with us and they had a friend in Waco they wanted to visit. So we kind of went to Waco together. And then while they visited a family friend, me and my mom went to the silos with my aunt. And it worked out really well. But yes, I loved, we went to this really cool, it's called Spice Village. It's a really cool store. And then I just kind of put a little enamel dot on the Texas where we were. But we went to the wedding was in Lampasas, I believe. But we ended up, I forgot where, we flew into Lampasas, but we left, no, I think we flew in and out of Austin. But we didn't stay in Austin until the last couple days. But anyways, we started out by going to Waco. And of course we had to visit the silos. So there's a photo of me and my mom in front of the silos with the big Magnolia sign. Another photo of the silos. This was a really cool challenge I did where you masked off the paper with a shape and then you did a bunch of stamping. So I just did a big circle and did that. And I loved this. If you guys watch these process videos, yeah, Martha, these ones. I loved doing my Waco pages. If you watch these process videos, I actually had the Magnolia journal, which is Joanna Gaines's magazine, and I was using photos from the magazine as my inspiration for these pages because I wanted these pages to very much feel like her aesthetic. So that was a ton of fun trying to mix and match these metals with wood grains, and whites, and just trying to make these pages feel like the show because that was kind of part of the experience. So this was a really fun one. I used some burlap, some vellum. These all were photos from inside the Magnolia Market. They had a whole area where they had Jimmy Don signs. So I actually bought 2 signs. I bought this little Inspire sign for me because obviously we're scrapbookers. We have to have that. That's actually my bedroom. And then from Chip's Corner, I actually got another Jimmy Dog sign that was black. And it was one of these sheets that the words were actually cut out. And it's actually hanging in the inner hallway between the office and the bedroom. But it said, "You were built for this." So I just thought that was a nice little inspirational sign. So I got Marcus a Jimmy Don sign and I got me a Jimmy Don sign. And that was kind of my souvenir for our visit, which was like the best souvenir ever. Because we all watch Jimmy Don make signs for Fixer Upper. So it was really special. We got to have one. But we had Chip's Corner, and there's a bunch of like demo day merch and his books and a bunch of different things Chip likes and a bunch of Magnolia candles. I would have walked out of here with so much stuff if I had the budget for it. But after buying the 2 Jimmy Don signs, I tried to like leave it at that. But I wanted a candle. I wanted like a bunch of everything from the store. Super cool. And then this is actually the bag that we got when I bought my signs. This is another thing I brought home from Texas all the way home just so I could scrapbook it. But I kept the paper bag that they sent home with my sign. And then a couple more pictures from inside the shop. This wall was one of the things they showed on the episode of them making the market. So I wanted to make sure to take a picture of that because that's something I recognized from the TV show. But yeah, I just thought super cool. I wanted to make sure to incorporate the bag from the actual visit. And then outside we went to Joanna's garden at the silos and got a couple photos. Oh, this is another thing. I bought a little Magnolia patch from the store as well, so I could scrapbook that. But I wanted the little Magnolia patch to be represented as well. But it's super pretty. It was a really nice visit. I could have hung out there all day. And this is another thing, we were just going around and visiting in downtown Waco, and this Alico building is one of the things they show you a lot on the TV show. So I was really excited when I saw it because I recognized it. So I just wanted to take a photo of that. And this page is pretty much just why I love Waco, and I just have a list of 10 things over here of what I loved about it. I love Texas, you guys. I mean, born and raised Georgia, love Georgia. Always visited Minnesota. I've kind of been across now to Portland. I loved Portland for what it was. I've always, gone around to Florida and Tennessee and Alabama. But Texas, man, like if I had to move anywhere, I was in love with Texas the whole time we were here. And it was funny because the temperature was actually the same between Texas and Georgia, but because Texas was so much drier, it felt like it was like 10 degrees cooler. Because we literally left Georgia and it was the same temperature as Texas, but when we got to Texas, it was like, oh my gosh, it feels so nice because it's not humid. Or it wasn't when we visited. I don't know if it gets humid, but it can't be worse than Georgia because Georgia's humidity is something else. But I loved when we were in Texas. Anyways, we left Waco. We went to Lampasas for a couple days for the wedding. And we visited Hannah Springs, and they had a sculpture garden and a nature walk. So I wanted to record that. We went again with my godparents came with, and we visited the sculpture garden. I took a picture of some of the cool ones. And this paper pad I bought specifically for this trip because of the cactuses. That was like one of the biggest things, the cacti, that I was excited about at Texas, was seeing the cacti. So I bought this paper pad because it's really cool geometric stuff, but it had cacti and these really cute foxes, and I bought it just for this trip. But yeah, we went to the sculpture garden. A photo of me and my mom on this sculptured couch. This is another challenge to do this triangle thing, but Fussy cut these foxes and these cacti I used a lot. Some more sculptures. Very cool. This is another challenge to do one of these. I forget what this is called, where you have art and then you kind of come out with the things. I don't know why I can't remember what that's called right now. You guys know though. But yeah, this was really, really cool. This is, I think, was my favorite art piece in the whole garden. They had this big guitar that was coated in this like red rubber coating, but it's all made out of recycled materials. So if you actually look at it, you can see it's made out of horseshoes and wrenches and hammers, and you could just stare at this thing forever, finding everything it's created with. But I thought it was really cool because it looks like a guitar, and then you look closer and you kind of see everything that it was made out of. But yeah, that's the sculpture garden. And then Hannah Springs became popular because of the sulfur springs, and so it's really cool. You can see the sulfur pool and then the creek, and this is the actual color of it. I have not put a filter on this photo. Thank you, thank you, Tissa. Yeah, I love that they done the title. Yeah, I thought that was really cool, but I wouldn't have thought about to do that on my own. It was for a challenge. What's this? Oh. This is another thing I did a lot, where I have little peekaboos. So this was a brochure from the town about these mineral springs, and I didn't want to have to write down all of this information, so I just glued it to a piece of paper and stuck it in between the pages. So if I did want to look at it, it's there. I can pull it out if I want to. But I did that a lot too back in the day. I don't do that anymore. But that's a nice way to kind of get brochures in your album without having to actually design them on the page. But yeah, sulfur springs, and it's this really cool green color. It looks crazy, but it's the sulfur that's in the water that makes it that color. So that was cool to see. And then this was the nature garden we stumbled upon. So my mom took a photo of me on this butterfly mosaic, and then again a photo of me. I saw this big cacti and I was like, you have to get a picture of me for the cacti so I can scrapbook it with my cacti paper. I was so excited. But yeah, they made sure they got a photo of me with this cactus. Looking cute. Look, I do this. I made puns a lot with my titles, looking sharp, because it's a cactus. Haha. And then some more photos of cacti. There I found a photo of this lizard, which is really cool. Yeah, trying to use up all the fox and the cacti from this collection. I think it went so good with this trip. This is another thing we saw. This is what I loved about this trip. We just kept stumbling upon really cool things. Like this is like, I went to TripAdvisor and found the sculpture garden. So that's why we went to the sculpture garden. But we found the sulfur springs and we found the nature reserve just on accident, just because they were next to the sculpture garden. And those were such a cool part of the day. And then walking back, we ran across this really cool looking hotel and we were just kind of being nosy looking through windows because it looked abandoned, but it looked super, super cool. And it turned out that while we were there, there was a guy who's apparently been renovating it, and he saw us looking and wanted to show us around. And he is basically going to turn this place into a bed and breakfast. Not a bed and breakfast, but like a hotel, not a hotel, I don't even know what you would call it, but like you can rent out these rooms, and he's refurbishing all of it. And he's actually, I think, done now. I follow him on Facebook to follow the progress of this place, but it was so cool because we just happened to be walking by and he volunteered to give us a tour, and we walked all over this place. It was so cool. There's this big well that's in the middle of it. All this really old detail, and it was just fun hearing his stories about how he's kind of been uncovering the history of this place. So I wanted to record this too, but this is another thing that we just accidentally ran across, and it was so cool. This is us and back, and he said this tree is buried over where a boy is buried, or yeah, this tree is planted over where a boy died and was buried. So he's just saying they're leaving the tree. It's significant in that kind of way. But there's so much history in this place that he was telling us about. It was really cool. So yeah, that was fun. And then we went to the sweet pickle deli, which I found on TripAdvisor for lunch. It was really good. They had really good sweet pickles and sandwiches. But there was a cutout of John Wayne, and one of my uncles is a huge John Wayne fan. So we got a group picture with him, because he decided not to come with us to lunch. And then we ran into this, and he would have loved to have come with us had he known. So we were like, Nanner, Nanner, this is what you get for not coming with us. We saw a John Wayne cutout. But yeah, that was a really good little deli. And then in the parking lot of this deli is the world's largest spur. So I got a photo with that so I could scrapbook that. I knew this was here because I saw it on TripAdvisor, but that's not something we usually would go out of our way to see. But it was in the parking lot of this little deli. So I was like, well, it's here. I might as well get a picture of it and record it. So yeah, me and the world's largest spur. Very appropriate for Texas. And then this was church before the wedding. Or this was the wedding. Oh yeah, this was at the wedding. So we had a group photo with everyone who was here. And then my brain is already leaving me. What time? It's almost to 2 hours, I think. Maybe we're not. I can't see the time. I don't know why my brain's already leaving me. But the reception was at this really cool place. It's this barn on top of a hill, gorgeous like view, some ponds and stuff. And so I wanted to get some photos of this venue, but it was beautiful. So we had our wedding was at the church, and then we all came here for the reception. And this is a photo of my cousin Colton and his new bride. So I wanted to make sure I recorded that. But just beautiful. Like this is, we were up here on the balcony looking out over a pond, and then they're over here getting their picture, and you can just see like the land going out from there. It was so pretty. And then first dance and cake cutting. And then this was, ooh, you guys, I think this is the first page I ever made with Felicity Jane ever. This is it. This is my first Felicity Jane page ever. I was so proud of myself too. So this was after the wedding. We were in Austin, Texas for a day before we came home. So we wanted to explore Austin. And so this was in front of the Texas State History Museum. And I was so proud of this page because I got to use Felicity Jane. I just wanted to keep it light and airy, but I loved the mint and coral mix. And I was really proud of myself for getting the bike and the girl on here because I thought this would be really hard for me to use. So cute. I love Felicity Jane. This was definitely my first page I used for Felicity Jane too. And I was really happy about how it turned out. This is a trolley tour we did in downtown Austin. So we can see the Capitol and us kind of bebopping around. Those are two of my aunts that came with us. So we kind of met up with different family members at different part of the day. So me and my mom actually did the trolley tour with just us, but we ran into my Aunt Donna Mae and Aunt Helen on the trolley. And then we ended up meeting up with another aunt and uncle later on in the day. Actually, I think there was a third aunt that we ended up running into as well. Oh yeah, there they are, Rosalie. Yeah, so yeah, Aunt Rose, and yeah, so they're all here. Anyways, we did the tour, and then yeah, Roseanne and Pat, Donna Mae and Helen. Yeah, that's who were with us. I was trying to remember who it was because their faces kind of got cut off. But this is a couple things we saw downtown. This is something you'll see me do a lot for vacation photos. If there's just a bunch of photos that aren't really enough, like important enough for me to scrapbook on their own, but I want to remember the memories, I'll do this where I'll scrapbook the most important photos, but then the rest of them I'll just plaster on a page just so they're in the book and I can look at them. But I don't embellish or anything most of the time. So this really cool shell that's in downtown Austin, a couple of the signs that are famous, the I love you so much sign in downtown Austin we saw. Really beautiful architecture. And then again, another collage of just a bunch of things we saw in Austin that I didn't feel like were important enough to scrapbook on their own, but that I did want in the album. So a couple of skyscrapers, and I don't know if you guys know Miranda Sings, but she was at this comedy club this day and she had her name up on the marquee. So I took a picture of that. The Texas Longhorn Stadium. Yeah, just some cool stuff. And then we did visit the Texas Capitol. So I have a photo of the Capitol and this very 4th of July themed paper that was very patriotic that I decided to use for the Capitol. But wanted to keep it very red, white, and blue just because it was a Capitol. And then a couple photos from inside the Capitol. And this huge banner challenge was for a challenge for a Facebook group. And I really liked how that turned out too, with all the banners. And then this was at the Bat Bridge. So there's a bridge in Austin that they call the Bat Bridge. And it's like the biggest colony of urban bats potentially in the world, but at least in the United States, I know. And as soon as the sun goes down, they all fly out from under this bridge, and it is so cool. Like like you just see bats going out for miles. It was really, really cool. So I wanted to record that as well. And I had these little bat foam thickers, and I was like, well, I was gonna use them on a Halloween page, but this is the better time than ever to get those used up for the Bat Bridge. So you can see here a couple photos of the bats. This is looking down over the bridge. You can see all the bats flying out over the water. And then you can just see out in the distance, just thousands and thousands of bats you can see flying out, and they just wind through the city. And like it was impressive. It was really, really cool. So I wanted to record that too. So yeah, oh look, facts. Largest urban bat population in the world. Mexican free-tailed bats is what their species were, estimated up to 1.5 billion bats. And this was at the Ann W. Richards Congress Avenue Bridge, AKA the Crazy Awesome Bat Bridge. Cool. Yeah, that was crazy. That was something I definitely wanted to see. All right. What was that book number? That was book number 3. So now we're on book number 4. All right. Get it out. These books are getting fatter. Okay. Sweet. Oh, this is the first time I had the Hannah collection from Felicity Jane. This is like my favorite Felicity Jane collection they've ever had. So while we were in Texas, Marcus again was dog sitting Billy and Kevin. And so he sent me a picture. He was in my backyard in my hammock. And he sent me some pictures of him hanging out with the dogs in the backyard. I love this page though with the monochromatic blue with the wood grain. So pretty. And then this was when we were dog sitting my dad's girlfriend's bird, which I will never do again. He's banned from my house because he screamed the whole time. And mind you, during this time, he slept at night. So I was fine. I was annoyed because he was in the scrap room and he screamed at me the whole time I was here trying to create. And he drove Billy crazy. But he slept at night and then he screamed all day long. And mind you, Marcus works nights at this time, so he has to sleep during the day. And so Marcus got no sleep the whole time we had this bird, because he worked all night and then he came home and this bird was screaming at him the whole time. So I titled it Squawky Handful and just used some more My Mind's Eye, Hey Mister. Marcus was really excited about this bird. You can see how excited he was that we got to pet sit this bird. He was so excited at first. But that quickly changed once he started losing sleep. And then another photo. So whenever Marcus has to run a quick errand, he'll bring Billy, just because Billy loves the car. So he sent me a photo of him and Billy going out to do an errand. So I wanted to record that, which is super cute that he does that with Billy. Mother's Day, me and my mom went to a local garden. So again, just using more Felicity Jane Hannah. Love this collection. And again, I just didn't feel like I needed to scrapbook each of these photos individually, but they were all so pretty. I really wanted to include them in the album. So there's a couple bonsai trees, some really pretty flowers. Wanted to record, and some more really pretty flowers. And then this was a challenge to do an all white page. So that was a fun challenge. I really tried to throw in a bunch of different textures so you could see everything separately. But I used a white background, white mixed media, vellum, ink embossed in white, white puffy stickers, white wood veneer, white brads, white epoxy, white thread, white doily, white cardstock, more cardstock layers. So that was really fun. But this again, Mother's Day, so I wanted to do that. And then some more photos from the Smith Gilbert Gardens, really pretty. I hand fringed all of this. So this is the Bloom collection, and there's that 12 by 12 page of ombre pink fringe. And I went in and actually cut all the fringe apart so that it would be actual fringe, and it took forever. This was Becca's gender reveal party. For Bennett. We didn't know if he was a boy or a girl. We both happened to wear blue. I guess we were thinking he was going to be a boy, and he was, but I just wanted to record her gender reveal party. So that's me and Marcus. And this is trail riding. I rode Duke this time, so I just wanted to record him. This is my friend who I ride with, her husband's horse. And I think at this point she had sold Bacon to a friend. So I had to use Duke for this trail ride, but we went on a trail ride and ran into a bunch of snakes. So I just recorded that my friend had to get off and kind of shoo a snake off of the trail. Yeah, that was fun. Date night with Marcus, again, using some more Felicity Jane Hannah. We went to the movies. We went to Movie Tavern for the first time, which is really cool because it's like a restaurant / movie theater and they serve you in the theater. And we went and saw Deadpool, so that was fun. And then this one, this was for a mood board challenge, I know, because I knitted this mat. I hand knitted this mat because the mood board had a bunch of knitted textures in it, and I wanted to incorporate that literally onto my page. So I knitted this mat for my photo. But this is when my odometer read 111111, and I took a photo of it because I happened to see it. And so I really wanted to record that because I'm never gonna see this ever again. So I just have a page about my car. Here's Billy. He turned 7. Billy's 7-month birthday. And then this is when Marcus and I again went on another date night. We went and had Indian for the first time, so that was a lot of fun. And this was for a challenge to do a big letter out title like this, so that was a lot of fun too. But yep, first time we had Indian. And then I got this cute little Valentine's mini kit, and so I wanted to use it for a page, but just it's a photo of Billy and Marcus. They're being cute. And then again, Billy with flowers. I think this was a sketch challenge, but I wanted to do that for Billy in spring. Don't worry, he does not eat these. I know these flowers are toxic to dogs, and he was not trying to eat it or anything, so don't worry. Someone panicked when I posted this picture on Facebook, like, that's toxic, don't let him eat it and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I know he's not eating it, it's okay, I promise. Thank you. But he's fine. This was when I had to get my emissions done on my car, and it was outside, and I had brought Billy with me because I'm like, well, we're gonna be outside, so I can bring him with, and I'll just hold him outside of the car while they work on it. But the skies opened up and it downpoured, and so they told us we could come inside because I wasn't gonna come inside because I assumed they wouldn't want a dog inside, but they were very nice and let us come in. And Billy was on his very best behavior, and I feel like he felt like he was working from when he was a guide dog because we were inside. So I just wanted to let him pretend that he's a guide dog because I could tell he was kind of in the zone. This is just another photo of me and Marcus being cute. This was using scraps from my Hannah collection. I just went through with a circle punch and punched every scrap I had left and did this little heart design, which was a lot of fun. But yes, me and Marcus. This was at my mom's. I think we were house sitting for my mom, I think. And she has a pool in her neighborhood that she told us we could go swim in as a reward for house sitting for her. And I got a video of Marcus doing a belly flop, so I just took some screen grabs from that because it was really funny. So I wanted to record that. And then this is Brista, one of my coworkers' cat, and she's so cute that I just had to take a picture of her. She's one of those smushy faced cats, domestic or exotic, yeah, exotic short hair. This is a domestic short hair, not exotic. But yeah, she's super cute. And I have this whole cat themed paper pad. I still have a ton of it left, but I don't often scrapbook cats. So whenever I do, I use this collection and try and get a bunch of the cat themed stuff up. But this was another sketch challenge, I think. And this is again where I did some more hand stitching. I did a chain stitch as one of my kind of photo mats, which I thought was fun. Super cute. Martha. Yes, I love Texas. Love it. This is my birthday. Marcus took this photo of me in downtown Ackworth. They have this huge Coca-Cola advertisement painted downtown Ackworth, and he got this. It's kind of a candid photo, but I actually looked really nice in it, so I wanted to scrapbook that. And then we ate at Henry's again, of course, because I love Henry's. And then we went outside down to this little water fountain to open presents. So Marcus just took a couple photos for me there. And then I was taking Billy somewhere and he was just being so well behaved. I just thought he looked so cute looking out of the window. So I just took a photo and wanted to record that. And then my lunch break, I was home and Marcus took a picture of me sitting on the couch with my lunch and Billy sitting next to me. So I wanted to record that. I loved, this page was so much fun. I did this really fun mixed media technique where you use India ink in a dropper and you blow through a straw and splatter it out. This is a really fun process video if you can find it, but I do this really cool geometric heart design. I kind of use brads as little studs around the heart. But then there's this really fun mixed media background that I did too. This is a really fun one for me to make. And then, oh, another Harry Potter page. I got this cut file from Redefine Creative. I think this is the first cut file I've ever used. But I had this brick background and some more of that 1 constellation paper. And I thought this would be like the best like little Harry Potter, because I didn't have any Harry Potter themed products at this time. So I just felt like the brick wall and the stars and some gold were very Harry Potter appropriate. So I just wanted to scrapbook a photo. My sister had gotten me a little Harry Potter present. I think this was for my birthday. She got me these Master has given Dobby a sock, Dobby is free socks. And she got me this candle. It smells so good. I still haven't burned it because I just like to smell it. But it's called Divination Class. So it's supposed to be like a Harry Potter themed candle. And then she got me this really cute little mug that's a little black cauldron with a gold Hogwarts crest on the front. And it's my favorite mug. I actually will not use it for coffee because I don't want it to break or get dinged or anything. It sits on my bookshelf and it holds things for me. It is so cute. It is my favorite mug. It is so precious. But I wanted to scrapbook this because again, it was an excuse to do Harry Potter stuff. And I wanted to record that because I love it. And then this is my sister's baby shower. So me and Marcus in front of the photo wall that I did for her. Me and my mom decorated my mom's whole house for this. So we did this whole big blocked Bennett and a bunch of balloons. My beautiful sister and her little belly with Bennett. But yeah, baby shower. This was when I got boba tea. I haven't had boba tea in a long time, but I went through a phase where it was like my favorite thing ever. And they always have macaroons there, and I never try them because it's like $3 per macaroon where this place is. But I decided to splurge and buy one of them. So I just wanted to record it. And I knew I had these little macaroon chipboards in my stash that have been in my stash forever. So like, this is my chance to use it. So I wanted to record that. Billy and Marcus snuggling again, being cute. They are so ridiculous together. This is when me and my mom went to the Piedmont Art Festival in downtown Ackworth. So we just have a couple photos from that. And then this is where Marcus and I went to medieval times. And again, another pun, what a night. Got a photo with me in front of the medieval times statue and then our little crowns. We were in the red section. Again, he's looking like Flynn Rider again in that photo. Spa day. This was one of my presents from my mom for my birthday was to get a facial done. I've never had a facial, but it was the most relaxing thing ever of my life. And I felt like my face was so baby smooth and my lips were treated and glossy and moisturized. And so I just wanted to take a post selfie from my facial and record it. So that's all this is. And then Marcus's cousin got this little pity puppy and then had to go out of town, so we dog sat her for a weekend. So I just had a photo of those two. Billy was excited about her at first, but she drove him up the wall, and Billy was over her by like the second day. So I just wanted to record that. Again, this cut file's from Redefine Creative. And I just called it Luna Sitting because her name is Luna. And I used this opportunity to use these kind of sassy puffy stickers. This one just says nope, and then there's like a peace sign. Here comes the fun. I think that's kind of fun. But yeah, it's just recording us dog sitting Luna. And then this is me. Me and my mom were having a girls' night, and we got these face masks that kind of bubble up, and we did them together, and it was so funny because we just looked like monsters once the bubbles kind of really got going, and we could not stop laughing because it was just so ridiculous. So I just took a bunch of photos of that. That was a lot of fun. We started the girls' night, and then this is when we went to Stone Mountain. I think they were having an art festival, and we decided to go to the top of Stone Mountain while we were here. So I just have a photo of me and my mom, and then there was this pool on top of Stone Mountain that had collected some water that looked really pretty, and you could see Atlanta's skyline in the background, so I wanted to record that. That's me sitting on top of Stone Mountain. My mom took that photo, just overlooking everything. This is when Bennett was born. And if you saw these process videos, you know, like he had to have those Billy lights and stuff when he was born. So he's got his little blindfold on to protect his eyes from the Billy lights when he's in his little crib with them. But this is when we first got to visit him, and I got to hold him. And then Billy was just being really cute. I love this color combo. Oh, this is so pretty. I think this is Jen Hadfield's paper, and I love this color combo. But yeah, just some cute pictures of Billy that Marcus took that I wanted to record. And then Wolfpack, favorite collection ever. Here they come. This is when me and Marcus first went camping for the first time. So for Marcus's birthday, his present was a tent and a weekend of camping. So we went skydiving the time before, and then this year we were going camping. So I surprised him with a tent, and we went to Cloudland Canyon and did a walk-in tent site. And it was so much fun. We had such a good time. Weather was perfect. And I got a Wolfpack inspired kit from the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, and I had so much fun making these pages. But yeah, lots of layers, some acetate, tiny attachers. I love the wolf and the fox that comes in here. Maybe they're both wolves. But yeah, some more Wolfpack. A little campsite. You can kind of see our little tent in the middle of the woods, and then we have our little setup with our little fire pit and chairs. I love all of the animals. I love this collection so much, you guys. Ugh, This was a sketch inspired layout, I'm pretty sure, but rub-ons, puffy stickers, so cute. This cut file is also from Redefine Creative, and she included this really cool black suede fringe in this collection, and I had so much fun using it. It was so cool. And a sequin mix. You'll see the sequin mix on a couple pages. I just used the tiny blue ones on these pages, but you'll see the whole mix from, where is the Spiegelmom? No, is it Spiegelmom Scraps that has the sequin mix? I'll have to find that and make sure. But I loved the, yes, Wolfpack. They're my favorite. I love these Wolfpack layouts. They are like my favorite. But a couple photos from our first day of hiking. We went on a short trail to this little canyon that overlooks, and it was really, really pretty. And oh, here's the sequin mix. So pretty. This sequin mix is beautiful, and she made it specifically to go with Wolfpack. And then I also had this I guess it's more of a fox cut file that I used, but this is just overlooking the canyon. I really wanted this cut file to be the start of the show because I also made it a shaker box for the sequin mix, but I loved it so much. And then some more photos of us in the canyon. And then here's another shaker pocket with that awesome sequin mix. Some more acetate rub-ons, puffy stickers. Oh, I had some mixed media I used. So cool. I loved working with these products. I had so much fun. This was our campsite and making some meals. I just brought some easy meals that we could pretty much just heat up some water and eat. So that included instant ramen cups, but we had fun eating those. So that was that. And then at night, we just had a little bonfire. We did s'mores, which was a lot of fun. This was a challenge, I think, to use like a bunch of silver things. So I had silver stickers, silver puffy stickers, staples, silver glitter blow, doily, acetate, mixed media, rub-ons. Did I already say staples, glitter paper? Like silver everything on this page. It was for a challenge, but it was a lot of fun. This one is more at night, so I kind of did a nighttime theme. And then this was first thing in the morning. We were getting ready. He was getting up to make the fire for coffee, and he just looked so cute, so I had to take a photo. But again, trying to use a bunch of the wolf stuff. Hashtag good morning. I used this little zigzag border punch a lot too, and I used this collection because I felt like that was very mountain theme. And then this one, we were just doing a little smooch on one of the trails. We decided the second day we would go on a longer trail down to some waterfalls. And there was this really cool rock overhanging on the trail, so we got a picture in front of that. I love this one too, with this little peekaboo. Again, some more silver mixed media. I loved using silver with this collection. Silver I don't use all that often for scrapbooking, but for Wolfpack, silver was like the best metallic for this collection. I had so much fun using it together. And I think this was another sketch, but this was one of the waterfalls, and you can see it kind of looks like a small waterfall, but you can see Marcus standing here, and he's teeny tiny, so it kind of gives you perspective over the waterfall. But that was really fun. And then this was the other waterfall. Oh, this is the same waterfall. So he got a picture of me in front of the waterfall, and then we got a picture of us together at the waterfall. And then I got these patches from the state park, Cloudland Canyon State Park, as our little souvenirs. So I wanted to make sure to get those on the scrapbook page as well. So I tucked them on this one. This was a lot of fun. This page used a ton of scraps up. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then this was Halloween, another Harry Potter page. This is the first page. It actually had Harry Potter products to use on a Harry Potter page, and I was all about it. So again, I used the brick background because platform 9 3/4, you guys. And then I used some Hufflepuff plaid and the Harry Potter broom paper. And this was a cut apart, that was a cut apart. And these were scraps that I kind of cut into some banners. But I've been Hermione for Halloween for like the past 10 years, if not 15 years for Halloween. I have her wand, I have her time turner. I always wanted to be Hermione growing up. She was my book role model. So I just wanted to do a Harry Potter themed layout because it was Halloween and I was Hermione. And I had this cute little Gryffindor flare in my stash for forever. So I wanted to make sure I got that used up too, because I am also a Gryffindor. But yeah, a lot of fun. Love my Harry Potter pages. And then Billy was being cute in bed with his toy, so I just wanted to record that. He just makes himself right at home. That's his bed. I just sleep in it. More Felicity Jane. This is another one of my first Felicity Jane pages. I didn't have any background. I didn't have any paper from Felicity Jane, but I had some ephemera packs. So I just tried to use some Felicity Jane type paper, and black and white hearts were like what I thought of for Felicity Jane. So I just used that in conjunction with some Felicity Jane ephemera. But yeah, I did some cross stitching, some black paper clips. This is when Marcus again was helping my mom put lights in the tree. And then this was, on this day, I became a Felicity Jane addict. This was my first actual box getting Felicity Jane goodies. And I was so excited because I've always seen people make beautiful layouts with Felicity Jane. I never really caved to buy the products. And this is the first time I got a box because it was Black Friday, I believe, and they were having sales on a bunch of stuff. So I splurged. And that's where all of these actual products came from. But I was so excited to finally get to use these products. But yeah, so pretty. I think this is the Heidi collection, these ephemera bits. And then my brother was home for Christmas, so I have a photo of Billy and Thomas on the couch at my mom's. This was when we were at my grandparents' house with my dad for Christmas, and you can see Bennett. He's 3 months old in that photo. It's so funny seeing him with no hair because he has so much hair now. But yeah, photo. And then this was Christmas at my mom's house. My brother is always Santa, so he passes out the presents from under the tree to everybody. Yeah, so just using Christmas products. And then I always get a picture of Billy in front of the tree. I've had this felt tree from Tuesday Mornings forever, hoarding it for a Christmas page, and I finally got it used up. So I backed this felt cut file with some gold, and then I stitched around it in white. And I just did a couple layers on top with my photo, but that was a lot of fun to do that. But Billy in his little Santa hat. And then while Thomas was home, we did an escape room with his girlfriend at the time. And that was a lot of fun. This was like kind of a Harry Potter, without being Harry Potter for copyright reasons, themed room. So there was a lot of fun questions. But we had an hour to escape this room. And we got out with over 20 minutes left. Like, we did really, really good. We had plenty of time left over, but that was a ton of fun. So that was our first escape room that we did. And then this is Bennett's baptism. So I went, he had some photos with us. He's so cute, his little white outfit. And then this is just saying how much I love that Marcus is a handyman because he fixes everything in my house for me and my car. He's like a jack of all trades. And my garbage disposal went out, so we had to buy a new one, and he installed it by himself, which was so nice. But yeah, he fixed that for me, so I just wanted to record it. Whew, so there's that one. Oh my goodness. We have 2 more left, but I know a huge chunk of these albums is Hawaii, and I already flipped through those, so I know we get to skip that. So I don't think it'll take too much longer to get through what's left. All right, we are moving. Let's see. Oh, speak of which, this is Hawaii. And this is at the end of the trip, so I have these 2 books backwards. So this will be the last book. Let me get this one. Come on. Oh my gosh. This book is so big. But I'm pretty sure we'll be able to skip through most of it because I think most of it is Hawaii. All right, so me at work, one of my coworkers' puppies got stung by a bee or something, and her whole head is swollen, and she just looked ridiculous. So I took a photo of that. And then, oh look, Hawaii. Okay, so again, I have a flip through of this Hawaii trip as well on my channel. Hello, oh my goodness, Giovanna, you're from Brazil. Welcome. That's awesome. This is all on my channel if you want to see this flip through, and I loved this trip. We did a whole bunch of new things on this vacation to Hawaii that we did not do the first time. So if you want to see any of these, there is a flip through on my channel. But yeah, I think this whole book I think is Hawaii, so that kind of helped us catch up on time. Okay, so if you want those stories, you want to see those pages in detail, you can go to that flip through. I know this is still Hawaii too, but I know there's other non-Hawaii stuff in this book as well. Get through the Hawaii stuff. Okay. So, last book, you guys, and then we will have completed the mega album flip through. And then I'm gonna do a giveaway at the end too. I forgot to mention that. I do want to do a giveaway for passing 2,000 people, so hang tight, because I have some goodies I want to send somebody as a celebration thing. But anyways, Marcus sent me a photo of him and Billy because he was dog sitting while we were in Hawaii. So I wanted to record that. And then again, another trail ride with me and Maverick. I love Maverick. He's who I ride now, and he's such a good boy. More trail ride pictures with Maverick. This was Easter, and you can see cute little Bennett was just over 6 months in this photo. This is the last photo I have from KK. She passed from cancer. So I just have her little paw print, and it's kind of about, it's more about KK than it is about Easter, but I did want to record that the photo was taken on Easter. But I have her cute little paw print there. And then this was a challenge to scrapbook myself. So I have a little selfie here, and this super cool background I made myself using Sarah Scrapp's mixed media class. I think this was her first lesson in her class, and I loved this layout. I need to do something else like that soon. But I loved how soft and glowy it was. And then this is when we went to the Georgia Aquarium. So I just have a selfie with me and a beluga and this fun little seal. And then this photo, it was really hot out, and I thought Billy would enjoy, I thought he would genuinely enjoy playing in the water. So I got the hose out, and he lost his ever-loving mind and started doing these crazy running around the backyard trying to dodge the water. So I just wanted to record that because he was being really funny. I kind of got a funny succession of photos of him being ridiculous. But this was fun too. I used some acrylic paint and a cup, and I kind of did a messy coffee cup stain type design with the acrylic paint. And this really cute little golden retriever sticker is from One Canoe Too. Again, Billy, this was when he turned 8 years old. Again, using some Felicity Jane. I think this was the Reagan collection. I really loved this collection too. And then this is when we went to the Atlanta Botanical Gardens for Mother's Day, and they had an Alice in Wonderland theme this time. So I took the advantage to use my little mushroom wood veneer. And then just a collage of a bunch of little things. I just wanted to get a bunch of things on one page, but a bunch of the cool things they did at the Atlanta Botanical Garden. This is One Canoe Too Twilight, by the way. This was my first published layout ever. This was for page maps. I had an 8.5 by 11 sketch I had to use. And so I created this part, just the black and white heart, 8.5 by 11. Following their sketch, I did stitching. I used Felicity Jane because I was like, it's my first published layout. I wanted to have some nice products on there, so I made sure to use some Felicity Jane. I followed the sketch to a T, did some fun stitching detail for something a little special. And then of course I'm a 12 by 12 scrapper, so I ended up matting it on this 12 by 12 background. This is using Felicity Jane's Gina collection, I'm pretty sure. But this was my first layout that was published ever, and that was really cool to see that. It was for the Secret and I Secret Kit Club partnered with Page Maps, and we each got our own sketch to do for Page Maps. So that was mine. Giovanna, I love watching your videos. Yeah, I love scrapbooking pets. Animals are my favorite thing to scrapbook. They're like my kid. Yeah, same as you. I don't have kids. I mean, I have my nieces and nephews, but and the animals are like my kids, so that's who I end up scrapbooking the most. But yeah, thank you so much. Yes, I love, the scrapbook community has a wide range of people, but I do find that I fit like a little niche. So it works out really well when you kind of find someone who you can relate to really well. But I totally agree. That's why like I have, if you saw my first flip through that I did a couple weeks ago, like there were just albums of like just Billy because I didn't have any pictures of myself because I only ever took pictures of my dog at that time. So there's a lot of Billy pictures in the last flip through. But yeah, so yeah, Botanical Garden, and then we went to my family reunion up in Minnesota. So I have the community center at the church where it was hosted. I just have a picture of that. And then this is 4 generations of family members. So we have Bennett, his sister, which is my sister, which is his mom. There's me, auntie, and then mom, and then grandma. So we have Bennett, mom, grandma, great grandma. That's an important picture for us because we finally had multiple generations in one photo. And then these are the group photos. So you kind of have our little family. My brother couldn't come, but you have our family, and then you kind of get grandma and the remaining siblings. I think there were 10 that made it, and then our little group photo. And this wasn't even everyone who was here, but this is like the immediate family group photo of all of us. And again, this really cool, both of these backgrounds I made from Sarah Scrapp's mixed media background class. Super, super fun. This was my 28th birthday that happened to be on the day of the family reunion, and my mom and godmother got me a little cake to celebrate, which was nice. And then Sugarloaf Bluff and this cool antique store we went to, I wanted to record because we were kind of bebopping around the day after the reunion, just trying to sightsee. And that was pretty much that visit. That was a short visit just for the family reunion pretty much. And then this is when I had jury duty, so I wanted to record that, which I actually enjoyed it. I know that might be weird to some people, but I actually really enjoyed jury duty. So I wanted to record that. It was my first time ever doing that. And lots of stitching, some like lighter pretty details. This, oh yay, we're finally in. Okay, so this is when me and Marcus, this was Marcus's birthday present for this year, was a weekend trip to St. Augustine, because he hadn't been to the beach in forever, and I really wanted to get him out to the beach. But even though I had this planned for months and months, it just so happened that Hurricane Dorian was rolling into the coast this weekend. So I titled this Outrun Hurricane Dorian, and it's just a little car selfie of me on the way to St. Augustine, because the hurricane wasn't supposed to hit until Wednesday, so we were just gonna go down there for a long weekend. So we were trying to get in and out because we had planned this trip for forever, and so we really wanted to get in and out before the hurricane, because we didn't know the next time we'd be able to go to the beach. But I used, this is also a kit from the Secret Net Secret Kit Club. I asked Christina to give me a kit based off of P13's, what were the 2 collections? There's 2 collections that I merged, and it was like this kind of moon collection, and then a more woodsy brown collection. I cannot remember the life of me. They just like left my mind. But this was a really fun collection to work with too. So there's that one. And then when we first got there, we went to the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum, because this museum ticket had a bundled ticket with a trolley tour. So we kind of got a 2-for-1. So we went through the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum, and then we went on the trolley tour through the rest of the city. But this was just a couple cool things that we saw while we were at the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum. Let me close that. Okay. And I thought that was really cool. The rub-ons in this collection are beautiful. The Twilight 1 Canoe 2 rub-ons are insanely gorgeous. So I used those a lot this trip too. This is some more things we saw at Ripley's Believe It or Not. Again, Ripley's Believe It or Not, they had a replica of the Statue of David out front. And then so we went on our trolley tour. We got to see Flagler College, which was really cool. Beautiful Spanish architecture in St. Augustine. We have the Old Senator, which is a really, really, really old tree. and this really beautiful street with some Spanish moss and oak trees hanging over the road that I just took some pictures of sightseeing. And then we went to the Fountain of Youth. So I have a couple photos of Marcus and I drinking from the Fountain of Youth, which I thought was really cool. This was the location of where Ponce de Leon first landed and discovered America. And that's the big cross that kind of marks it. It's also the tallest cross, I think, in America. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. And this is a double page. So I think this was based off of a sketch. A double page sketch. This is really pretty, but this is all at the Fountain of Youth, so just more photos. And then we got to feed peacocks while we were at the Fountain of Youth too, so there's a couple photos of us feeding peacocks. But then we went downtown. You can kind of see the fort in downtown St. Augustine overlooking the river. Marcus was looking really cute, so I wanted to take a picture of him. And then we went down to the beach, and there was a beautiful rainbow over the water that I took a picture of, but it was double red flags because of the incoming hurricane. The riptides were so strong you weren't allowed to swim. So it was kind of sad. We went down to the beach, and it was really pretty, and we got to see this really cool rainbow, but we never did get to go swimming in the water, which was sad because I really wanted Marcus to get to swim in the ocean. But yeah, this was for a telephone game hop layout. And then this is when we went to the St. Augustine Lighthouse. So we went and we did a paranormal investigation, which is a lot of fun because we've seen this lighthouse has been on Ghost Adventures and it's been on Ghost Hunters several times. It's also been on Kindred Spirits, if you watch any of those paranormal shows. And so we really were excited to go here. I've been here before during the day, but we actually went during the night to do the paranormal investigation, which was fun. Nothing happened, but it was still really cool. I loved this page though, with all of this loose thread and fussy cut florals. I loved playing with this collection and trying out this kind of new aesthetic for me. Beautiful products. I really loved working with P13. And this is the investigation. I had my little K2 meter, and then this is inside of the lighthouse, which is really cool. I loved this little cluster down here, with the little fussy cut florals and glassine bags and thread. I was really proud of this little cluster when I did it. Just arrived. Is this album one of the most current on your shelf? Yes. So I have one. This is the last one I'm going through the day today because it's my last one that's finished. And then I have one album that I am currently working on that's not done yet, that I'm not going to flip through yet. But this is the most recent finished one on my album. So this was, where is the date? I should have a date somewhere on here. Am I really that bad about dating, dating everything? This I think was only a year or two ago. I think it was 2019. Yes, 2019, because it was before COVID. Yeah, so this is my most recent one. And so we finished the investigation, and then we actually got evacuated out of St. Augustine after this night. So, because the hurricane, they wanted to evacuate everyone ahead of time just so they weren't dealing with any rushes when the hurricane came in. So we actually got kicked out of St. Augustine. So we decided to go to Savannah, Georgia for the next day. Instead of doing 2 days in St. Augustine, we did 1 day in St. Augustine and then 1 day in Savannah. So we, this was just our driving to Savannah. I love Savannah, Georgia, but the whole point was to get out of state, which is why we wanted to do St. Augustine, because it's Florida, even though it's pretty close to Savannah. But yeah, we were like, it was kind of nice. We got to see 2 cities instead of 1. But yeah, we went to Savannah, and we went to this brewery, the Moon River Brewery, which has also been on Ghost Adventures and a couple other shows, but I can't remember what the other ones were. I know for sure Ghost Adventures, because Zach apparently got like slapped or something during that episode. I never watched that episode, but I know he did. I love this page though. I was so brave and I was so proud of myself. I did this navy mixed media with this really beautiful gold Nouveau mousse. Oh, I was so proud of this page. I thought it turned out so good. But they actually let us go down to the cellar by ourselves to like just check it out, which was really cool. So I got a couple photos of us down there. And then there's this really cool archway downstairs. And so I did this panoramic camera trick so that there were two of me. And I thought that was just kind of fun, just messing around with my camera. So that was cool, just playing around. And then we ate here, and then they also took us upstairs, which is another portion that was on the TV show. So I took a couple pictures there too. But I thought it was really cool because they kind of just left it how it was. Like it was so weird. It was like the main floor is this brewery restaurant, but downstairs and then above, it's just like they haven't touched it. And it just looks like it's abandoned. It just looked really cool. So I just wanted to record that, and then a couple of the stories that the staff had about paranormal things that they've experienced, I just wanted to record. And then this trip, because I always like to kind of have souvenirs from our trips, which is why I like doing the patches and the signs from Waco and that kind of stuff. But for this trip, I decided I might try and just get some rocks as my souvenir instead of like something else. Because I found I don't really like souvenirs that just have the name of where it is. That's kind of like, I don't know, it's just not as special as something like this. So I did want to record my souvenirs I got from this trip. So I got this celestite from Madagascar celestite from St. Augustine, and a Brazilian crackle quartz from Savannah. So these rocks obviously weren't mine where we were visiting, but those were where I picked up from each place that I wanted to remember it by, which I thought was really cool. So I recorded that, and then we were going to be in Savannah for an extra day too, but then Savannah ended up evacuating because of Hurricane Dorian. So we went and we had ice cream and a movie night that night in the hotel, and we left super early in the morning to come back so we could kind of beat the traffic, but we kind of got kicked out of both places this trip, but still, it was a lot of fun. And then this was Marcus's 30th birthday. So I just have a photo of us in this really beautiful cut file, again from Redefine Creative. So cute. And then this was my headshot. This was my first time being on a design team. I was on Festive Friday's design team, and I had to send in a headshot. So that was my headshot I sent them. I just wanted to record that because I was really grateful to be a part of that team for, I think I did it for 6 months, a 6-month term. January 2020 to June 2020. And it was so much fun. It was such a good experience, and I really wanted to record that. And then this is when Billy had to donate blood for one of our patients. We had a patient that needed an emergency blood transfusion. And so I ran home and grabbed Billy, and he donated blood to save our patient, which is really nice. Billy's donated blood. Oh no, sorry guys, that happened again. What was the last video, the last page you saw? I hate when that happens. Whenever my battery warning comes up, it freezes my video, and the cord I have plugged into my phone apparently is not working right now. That happened in the last video too. I've been trying to pay attention. What was the last page you saw? I can flip back really quick. I'm assuming you guys saw these. All of these do have process videos, but I'd rather you at least get to see them while we're going through the big album flips. Let me know what pages you missed. I can go through them. Thank you for letting me know. Sorry about that again. But yeah, this is just when Billy donated blood to save our little patient. And then this was Halloween. I didn't really take any other pictures, but I did take this selfie with a little pumpkin filter on it. So I kind of used my little, I think this is the Amber Felicity Jane collection. The moon background. Oh, that did freeze for a while. Sorry, guys. This one, or this one, I think is what it was. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. That stinks. That's so annoying when my video freezes. Hopefully we can get through this before the 10% battery thing comes back. But yeah, just some mixed media and playing with the camera. I don't really want to repeat everything I said, but I want you to at least see the pages since it kind of skipped, or it froze during those. Okay. But yeah, so I think this is where we were. I guess we didn't miss as many as we did the first video when it froze. But yeah, headshot for Festive Friday design team, Billy donating blood, and now we are back on track with Halloween. And then this is another trail ride we went on. This was really pretty because it was right when the leaves started to turn. And another trail ride with me and Maverick. And then I think this was a telephone hop as well. And look how the leaves, they're so pretty. I love when the leaves start to change. This is my favorite time of year, is when the leaves start to change. I think this is the Harper, no, this is the Hannah collection with using some Harper products. And then this is the Jenny collection. So it's Thanksgiving at my mom's house. Thank you. Yeah, I was really proud of that photo. I had to take a bunch of them before I was happy with one, but I was proud of that photo. This was work Christmas, and then this is Christmas. My brother came home for Christmas again, and we went to a barbecue joint that Marcus was dying to take us to. It was Williamson Brothers. It was the first time I'd been. It was really, really good. I think this is the Joy collection, Joy or Hope, Felicity Jane collections. And then this is Christmas at my mom's house, Christmas at my Nana and Granddad's house. You can see how long Bennett's hair is getting. This is the Joy collection. I forgot which collection this one was. I can't remember. They're all like, I used 3 separate Felicity Jane Christmas collections for these Christmas photos, and I kind of used them all together, so I can't remember which one is which. But yeah. And then this was Christmas as well, but this was more just for a group photo. And I thought it was really funny because Bennett is a toddler, he was just being really difficult to get a good picture of. We finally got a really good photo, but I wanted to include a couple of the funniest ones because Bennett's making a couple funny faces in here, and then he's just kind of being a goober. And I wanted to record those outtakes because I thought those were really funny. This is when we did another escape room. This is the one we had to escape a psych ward. And we got out in the nick of time. I think we only had like 2 minutes left. We were supposed to have a team of like 10 people, and the team that was scheduled to go in with us that we were supposed to work with never showed up. So it was just me, my brother, and Becca, and we had to do the work of like 3 times as many people. So I think that's why it took us longer, but we still made it out, and I was really, that was a lot of fun. So I have my little sticker they gave me saying I escaped, and then we have our little group photo in front of the door. That was a lot of fun too. This was another date night at BurgerFi, which is our local, I guess it is it's not just local, there are other locations, but our favorite burger place that's in downtown Kennesaw that we went for date night. And we really think it's cool. Their burgers are really good, and they have really good fries, really good Cajun fries that we love. But they like brand their burger buns, and it's so cool. I think it's a fun little special thing. And then, did you take any scrap classes to get the style you have today? So I pretty much just watched YouTubers, and then I picked what I liked from each person and kind of pulled it into my own until I had my own. But I didn't really take a class that taught me how to scrapbook, how I scrapbook, if that makes sense. Like when I started scrapbooking I watched a lot of Mercy Tiara, and that's how I really learned a lot of the fundamentals of layering and stuff. But then from there, I kind of pick and chose different things I liked from different people and incorporated it into my own style until I had something that was more mine. So that's kind of how it got built up. But I think Mercy Tiara was the main person who really inspired my style. And then from there, it's kind of just evolved as I watched different people. This was when we went to church, and I wanted to get another rosary ring. And then Marcus I have a bunch of rosaries, but Marcus doesn't have any rosaries. So we got him his very first rosary when we went to church this day. And so I really wanted to record that he got his first rosary, and then I got my little rosary ring. And actually they're matching because it has the same Benedictine medal on it. So I just thought it was really cute, but I really wanted to do a really soft, pretty page to commemorate that. And then, ooh, I love this one. This was a challenge for the Scraptacular Cropping Club, I think, to do this folded over corner design. And I love this page so much. I think I used, was it the Jill collection? No, I think it was Jill. I'm pretty sure it was Jill. I can't remember. But I used a Felicity Jane collection for this. And I love this whole folded over corner thing. I'm pretty sure one of the inspiration photos for the challenge had something very similar to this on it. So I pretty much scrap lifted this from that page, and then I kind of did my own thing up here with the banners. But this is the first time I used my little wax seal set, and I made a little wax seal for that page, which was a lot of fun. I love the page this turned out though, but this was just documenting, what was it documenting? Snow. Oh yeah, there's snow on the ground, which again doesn't happen that often in Georgia, so I wanted to record it. So I just have a picture of Billy in the snow. And then this was Valentine's Day. Marcus surprised me with a mystery box from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, I think. Really high quality makeup. I don't really, I don't buy anything from him, but I did want like one good makeup palette, and he did this really cool mystery box, and I got some exclusive lip gloss and this alien palette and a couple other things. And this is like my favorite makeup palette that I use like daily. So that was really fun. I wanted to record that. And then again, this is another trail ride. This is when we went to Kennesaw Mountain Battlefield for the trail ride. The wax seal was beautiful. It inspired me. Yes, the wax seal I actually need to do that again. I'm glad we flipped through this because I kind of forgot I did that, and I really loved doing that. So I want to use a wax seal on a page again soon. I'm kind of saving my wax stuff because I bought my wax seal set for my wedding invitations, and I don't want to like use all the wax before I actually get to send them out. But I think if I used some of the colors that I knew I wouldn't use for the invitations, I can get away with it. But I want to do that wax seal thing again because that was a lot of fun. But yeah, this is Kennesaw Mountain Battlefield, me and Maverick with a cannon, with a memorial, a group shot with more cannons. And this was a sketch design, I know. But both of these, again, are using Felicity Jane Hanna, which is like my favorite. I love that Felicity Jane collection. And then this last page is just a photo of Billy at nighttime. He just looked really pretty because he's like lit from the lamplight from the street. And he just looked really cute, so I wanted to record that. But that's pretty much it, guys. Like, this is the mega album flip through. So that was part 2. So there's 2 albums I'm working on. I have 1 album going forward, 1 album going backward that are not complete. So we haven't flipped through those. But those are the most recent pages that I've done process videos for. So you've seen those pages. But that way you can kind of see like where my style started and where it ended up. So yeah. Holy cow, I'm gonna lose my voice again. I want to do a giveaway, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. This has been so much fun. I can't believe you guys have hung out for this long. I have 1 hashtag sticker book left. So I have the Maggie Holmes hashtag sticker book. Before I started, I kind of started going through my stash. I want to get more stuff, but I want to kind of get a whole little collection of things that kind of coordinate with this sticker book, so you can kind of have an embellishment pack. So I'm kind of just going through my stash and trying to pull out a bunch of fun things that coordinate. I have some washi that coordinate, doilies, glassine bags, tags. I'm gonna go through my stash and kind of find a bunch of fun things that coordinate, but kind of make a little embellishment pack to send to one of you guys. So wait until I end this and I post it, and once it's been posted, after it's gone live, then comment in that video, because I think I can't find your guys' comments once this gets posted. I know there's a way to do it, but I don't want to get it to get mixed up with anybody else who ends up watching this. So just comment anything in this video once after I post it and it goes on my channel, and I'll give you guys a week, and next Sunday I'll pull a winner randomly. And I'll send that person my little goodie bag. But I want to pull, it's 2,000 people. So I want to make this one a bigger giveaway than I normally do. Usually I just send the sticker book, but I want to really go through my stash. You guys know I have a small stash, but I think I could come up with a good little collection of things to make a really special little prize as just a thank you for supporting me and subscribing and always being so kind and supportive. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to end this, and then, like I said, after this goes up live, it goes up and posts on my page, comment in the description. And then next Sunday, that's Easter Sunday, isn't it? It's Palm Sunday today, guys. I will pull a winner. So just try and check back Sunday I don't know what time I'll be able to pick a winner because it is Easter Sunday. I know I'll be at my mom's celebrating. But I definitely want to send one of you guys something as a thank you. So thank you guys so much. Like I said, those other flip throughs are on my channel in a playlist called Album Flips if you want to check out my other flip throughs. But you guys are the absolute best. I love you guys so much. And thank you for coming. Let's see if I can end this thing. End. Like that, maybe. I just did this. All right. Bye, guys.